right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, live on the stream here today. I'm sitting here during our break, and if you missed everything, are we live now? Can people hear us? Do you know?
Let's see.
Let's find out. Moments ago, we started the show, but we had to, Sean had to tear down the entire studio inside our remote studio. We moved the bus. Matter of fact, let me know when we got audio.
Yep. Let's see. Let me check.
Just turn it all the way up. I don't care if it echoes. First time using a phone, Betty?
I can't hear nothing. It ain't my fault.
Does the stream say we're sending audio?
Not yet.
OBS?
Yes, OBS shows audio, but it's not showing live yet. Here we go. I was in the old one.
In our remote studio, we moved the bus. Matter of fact, yeah, we're good.
Audio,
We're good.
But it's not
we got
showing
audio.
live yet. Here we go. I was in the old one.
There we go.
All right.
Audio,
We're good.
But it's not
We got
showing
audio.
live yet. Here we go. I was in the old one.
Oh, there's a lot of music
All right.
playing.
It's always
All
that
right,
one
we got-
cable, isn't it?
We're good.
But
Mute
it's
that.
not
We got
showing
audio.
live yet.
Mute it, sir.
I was in.
All right, there we go.
We're back.
All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first show after getting our power and internet restored and getting the studio rebuilt. Sean had to tear the studio down. He's in Zone A. I'm in Zone B. We both had to bail and get the hell out of Dodge because of storm surge. And luckily for us, the surge wasn't as bad as they called for.
Yes.
For me personally, I don't know about those on the river. And to be real honest, right after the storm, I went to Tampa, so I don't know what it looks like on my side of town. I have not gone out and checked out the marina or the houses along the river, but according to what I saw in my house, I would assume the houses along the river got a couple, 2-3 feet. And I know that people that are along the river that I saw got 3-4 feet, that if they were right on the water, they got 3-4 feet. So I know that there's a lot of damage out there. But so Sean had to tear it down. We're live now. Starting very, very soon, we're going to take the bus out and get out on the streets with people and start talking and helping as much as we can and bringing AC to people that doesn't have AC and doing things like that. So stand by for that. But the reason we're not on the bus today is we had the bus moved out to Arcadia, or not Arcadia, but LaBelle. And because I was worried that the storage facility would flood, which I don't believe it ever has flooded, but I did find out that the parking lot holds like a foot of water, so there's no
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
So maybe the actual storage lot doesn't flood, but the entrance parking lot gets like
The
a foot.
dips to it
Right.
are all pools.
Would be, and I was like, well, I don't want to not be able to get to it.
Yeah.
In case like that water would hold, and so.
In case we all got a dip on the bus.
Right, and we almost did that. So I almost took it to Tampa because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get my dad hooked up. But there's so I decided yesterday after living through the storm, and I decided yesterday that it's time for me to go to Tampa. So I knew that my dad didn't have power, my sister didn't have power, and what I know the difference between us in Southwest Florida and those in say Hillsborough, Pinellas County, especially those two counties. They're immune to hurricanes, and let me tell you why. They've seen hurricanes come through Florida. They prepare for hurricanes through Florida. But I lived in Tampa for 6.5 years.
Yeah.
And not one storm came through Tampa.
No, it's not supposed to.
Right, because they just don't go to Tampa.
Right. You know why, right?
The Bay. I think it's the Bay. What do you say it is?
The Indian burial ground.
Now, somebody said they messed with it, and that's why it came through.
Yeah.
That's funny you say that. That's the second time I've heard that. I've never heard that before until
there's
this week.
protection around it.
So hurricanes don't go through Tampa. They just never have. So when they said that this thing was aiming towards Tampa, I called my dad and I said, Dad, are you prepared for a storm? Now, keep in mind, my dad's 80, 85, but very coherent, very smart.
Must be nice.
Doesn't have any of his facilities have gone. He's a little slow on his memory, which I saw with my mom about 10, 15 years ago, but he remembers it. what are we talking about again? I'm like, I can't, and I think to myself, oh God, he's getting old, and I'm like, oh God, I'm getting old. I do that shit all the time.
That's me.
Right. Oh my God, I'm way ahead of the game. He's behind the game. I'm ahead of it. That's not good.
Where are my keys again?
Right.
Aw.
Well, I'm late here today because I couldn't find my wallet. So he goes, yeah, we're ready. We got some water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
What?
fuck water. You got power backup? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, Dad, do you have a generator?
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, no, we don't have a generator. I said, you're losing power. Like 14 days of it.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, we won't. It'll be on and off.
No.
He called me at 8 o'clock, said they had lost power. And I said, okay. I said, I'll be up in the morning if it doesn't click back on. And he got up at 4:30, surveyed his damage, texted me a message he doesn't have power, and said, I'm going back to bed. And I said, okay. So I got up the next morning, and I grabbed my generator. My sister, I have a stepsister who lives in Lehigh. She calls me and says, I've got a generator because we got power, and Malin doesn't have power, so that's my other sister in Tampa. Can we take her generator? I was like, yeah, I'll come by and grab it. So she rode with me. And by the way, I haven't seen my stepsister. Even though she lives here, she just moved here. I still have not spent time with her in a year and a half, 2 years. So it was she jumped in the truck and rode with me to Tampa. The greatest 6-hour drive of my life. Legitimately, it was amazing to spend that time with my sister. She was so fun to hang out with. It was so great to reminisce. And here's the best part. If you go back to our
6
childhood.
hours. That normally a trip from here to Tampa is what, an hour and a half to 2 hours?
It's 2.5 hours.
2.5. So
It was quick, so it was really probably 2.5 both ways. I called zero traffic either way.
Oh, really?
Zero.
Oh, good.
Not a drop of traffic. I will say when I went out to get the car, and when I got the car out of Alva, I left my car out in Alva. I was worried about the storm surge.
Yeah.
So I left the GMC out in Alva, and we went out to get it first thing in the morning. The amount of people coming down back into Southwest Florida, down Palm Beach, like from the East Coast.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
It was like an exodus.
It was like the road it was like I-70. So the day before the storm when you left, I saw I-75.
Yeah.
Because I had to go down to Alico to buy generator cords.
6.5 hours to
Miami. And normally
I still got a generator cord in Amazon waiting to get here, by the way. Still to this minute.
Still
I ordered that thing a week before the storm. I'm still waiting on it.
You should have told me. I got like 3 in the garage.
Right. So do you really have generator cords?
I have them, but not 3. I'm kidding.
So I do now.
He's like, no, I got 3.
Well, because the one thing I said about the storm is I won't be without.
Yeah.
And no matter what it costs me, I won't be without.
Oh, we had the window shakers on top of my cabinets and stuff, just in case if it flipped, I was going to have AC.
Right.
I'm like,
it really had you questioning the way we put that cable on the bus, didn't it?
Huh?
It said it really had you questioning the way we put that cable on the bus, didn't it? You couldn't grab that thing.
What cable?
The generator cable.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Now, I did think about that.
Yep.
Because I know I was with
It was a great idea
Lewis
at the time.
when Lewis put it in.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could steal that cord.
Yeah.
That cord is perfect for my father's house.
Right.
But it truly isn't. Because I had somebody go up on Tuesday to my dad's house and install a backup switch when he told me he didn't have power.
Yeah.
I legitimately called up to my buddy in Tampa who's a contractor. And I said, who's your electrician? And he gave me his phone number. I said, he's got to go to my dad's house today. He goes, let me call him first so he knows how important it is. So he calls him, and I call him. His name's Julio. And I said, Julio, can you go to my dad's house and install a 220 outlet on the outside of his breaker box?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, I'll do it, man. No problem. I'll be over there in a couple hours. And then he called me back and says, I'm hungover. I can't make it today.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And I was like, well, thanks for calling. He goes, but I'll be there tomorrow, and I promise your dad will have a backup power before the storm comes. And he went the next day, and I was like, that's how I know the dude who I called, that's his electrician, because he's hungover. And the dude I called was definitely hungover. And when I hung out with all of them, I was always hungover.
There you
go.
go.
I knew exactly who I was dealing with. And I get it. He installs it. It's a 50 amp plug-in. Not the one you really need, but it's the only one he could find because they're in the middle of a storm preparation too.
Supplies are limited.
And by the way, supplies are more limited in Hillsborough County than they are anywhere else, and I'm going to tell that story in a minute. So I leave here. By the way, shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout out to Brittany, who is on her way home, who took water to her home, who is ready to drink some rum. I see it.
Send rum.
Shout out to Brittany. So
she said Dylan checked in on her and made her laugh and everything. So
Dee's checking in. She says she still has no power. No zinc, so I'm going to sit out by the pool.
All right.
Want me to send her a Zoom link? And then we got going with the audio and had some trouble. So
Yeah. So
That's if she don't ignore you, but yeah.
I'll send it to her. We'll see
She's
what
like,
happens.
she's by the pool.
By the way, I have talked more to Darlene in the past few days than I have in months, and I'm
That's funny because
like,
you dodged all my calls.
She dodged all your calls. I
No,
would
you.
have dodged what?
You.
I didn't dodge your
You
calls.
dodged all my calls, bro.
If you called me, that's because the signals were weak. And when I went to Tampa, there's no signal.
Yeah.
So I'm going up north to Tampa to go bring my dad the generators, and we hit Sarasota, and you could see where the eye went across 75.
Oh.
You could see where the eye went across 75. It chopped the chops of those trees off completely and put it right in the middle of the highway. And you get, I mean, there was one tree down on one half of the highway. Like, it was crazy the amount of damage. And then I get up to Tampa, and I drove by, and I saw you had it on the screen. I drove by Tropicana on my way back because I had to see it for myself. Linemen were staged in there.
Oh, yeah.
They had them ready to go, and the whole roof ripped off that place.
Oh, my God.
The entire roof off of the trop.
They staged everything for the linemen, but I heard on the news this morning they didn't end up needing it. So luckily everything was empty when that happened.
Okay.
So when I was coming up from Miami, there was like the caravan, basically a convoy of like, it was really cool because there were like different trucks. One of them, which they have really funky names. Like one of them was a Patriot Power. They were coming up. There was, the Pike people, the FPL people. They were escorted by police officers. And then, we ended up stopping like in the same like little like gas stations and stuff while they were fueling up and getting snacks and stuff. And one of the guys that was there, he's like, yeah, we've been here for 3 days. We've been waiting on the storm. We're here. And they were actually like the ones that were in Doral with Trump, that he put like 275 of them up and basically didn't charge them for a hotel or stay or anything like that and had them out there. I was like, how freaking cool is that? Like, when would I ever have the chance to talk to these people? Like, that was actually kind of cool. And just seeing how well put together it was. And then one guy did get pinched was because the caravan's going and he's like, I'm going to get in that caravan and go ahead behind the cops and go behind all the linemen, because we all kind of pulled aside to let him go because it's like, go, man, go get power, Forget about us. Like, we'll catch up.
So he tried to chase him and they busted his ass.
Oh, right. I'm like, good Sean, like, because we were in separate vehicles. He calls me like, Karma's checking in. And they're like, woo, all the cops on him.
How do you pull into the middle of a police escort, pretend to be part of them, and think you're not going to get pulled over?
He went into the middle?
Into the middle of
follow
the
it?
police escort. He pulled into the middle like he was one of them and just was rushing up Alligator Alley. And they
like, watch karma happen. It's happening.
It was like 5 minutes
Instant.
later. Next thing you know, I'm passing him. He's on the side of the
Surrounded by
road
cops.
explaining himself to a cop.
One of the escort cops?
No.
Another
sheriff,
cop.
a
Yeah, they
sheriff.
called the state
They
trooper.
called it. All right. I was like, because the state trooper's the escort, right?
No, there was sheriffs. Sheriffs were the escort, and then the state troopers.
The state
were
troopers escorting
stationed.
gas up and down 75 was just so great to watch.
Yeah.
Knowing that they were bringing, there's no gas in Tampa. When I tell you no gas, not a drop.
Oh my gosh.
I filled my tank before I left. Luckily, I found a place open because it's limited here.
Because we had premium. Like, it's like, okay, put in the extra $4.
That's what I said. I went up to a gas station. He goes, all we got's premium. I'm like, you think I'm going to care about $4 extra dollars?
No.
Yeah,
I'm putting 10 gallons in.
Put it
It's
in.
we need
40 cents more.
premium for the bus anyway. We're
Right.
stocked up for a while now.
Right. That's what I said. I was like, bro, first off, I only put premium in my generator, so I'm filling up my cans.
Yeah.
And if my truck's going to get premium, she's going to say thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, you're good.
Because she never gets premium, so she's going to be like, thank you, Jesus.
It's like, ooh, that cleared up that.
Oh, that felt good. I had a cough until then, right?
That cleared up that one.
Right. So I get up there, by the way, to Tampa, and I take a generator. Now, I take a generator to my sister first because it's on the back of the truck. Like, they're in order. So I go to my sister's first. I give them the generator, and I say, hey, hook this up to your dryer vent, and to your dryer power. And I explained to it. Brought the wire already braided, ready to be connected.
Right.
He has to do nothing besides put some wire nuts to the matching wires.
Right.
And he doesn't have any wire nuts. And I'm like, I got to go set Dad up. So if you want me to come back afterward, I will. He was like, no, I don't want to risk a fire. So I'm just going to plug in the fridges.
What?
I was like, okay,
People don't
Tom.
understand how wonderful this is. Like,
Right.
that feeding
So I
that
go to
power
my-
back into the house is
So
fantastic.
I go to my dad's house with both of my portable ACs that were on the bus. Okay. And the powerful generator we used before we got the more powerful generator on the bus. Okay. And I go out there. And I look, and the whole time I'm on the way. If you looked at my social media, I'm looking for a 50 amp plug. Now, once again, I have one ordered and paid for it at Northern Tool. that I'll have to return, and
Right.
and all these things. Like I have so much stuff that I can't. I paid $215 for a power cord, and when I bought it at Granger, they were like no refunds.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I can't refund it anyway. We cut the end off of it for my dad. So
Yeah.
I had to call Julio back out.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Julio, I got $100. You come to my dad's house right now. I'll hardwire this generator in.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll be right there. I'm 25 minutes away. $100 makes anybody do anything. And and so he ran out there, got it all wired in. It turns on, and I explained to my dad, all right, you're going to get one burner.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Don't turn on two. You'll blow the generator.
Right.
All right, one
Don't
burner.
turn on the oven. Don't do anything
right.
weird.
You get one
Hey,
burner.
we got D on here now. Sorry, D. We don't have a camera for you to see us, but
All
we
right.
should be able to hear
That's
you. in a
okay.
second.
That's okay.
You get one burner. You're gonna die holding that phone. I tried it already, just so you know, D. I just love you, girl, but you're gonna die trying to hold the phone like that. You better find a place to put it. I just did it at the sand pit.
Okay, fine. I'll go get my tripod.
All right. You're gonna
Do
die
it.
trying to hold it. I wish to God I had a tripod when I was out with the sand pit.
Oh.
So I get up there and then we get it powered on, and then when I turn on all the lights in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and the garage light comes on, and I look over at my dad, and it was like I just handed him $1 million. And I was like, wow, that made me feel good.
Right.
And then he goes inside the house. So first off, he starts doing what old men do. He has to make sure everything works.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like he has to, like he's trying to fix his garage doors because he's pulled them all so he can get in and out.
Yeah.
So he wants to fix them all now. And I'm like, Dad, you can fix your garage doors when the power comes back on.
Yeah, you're good.
And he was like,
Yeah, I ain't giving up.
he ain't giving up.
I'm
So-
not sure if you guys see what's going on here in the chat, but apparently Brittany and Dylan are meeting at Dairy Queen for cheese balls and then heading to her waterbed.
What?
Whoa.
What?
they're
Whoa.
No, they're not.
Whoa.
No, they're not. I'm not falling for that love triangle anymore.
Oh, bullshit.
And so then I go inside, and my dad's in his lazy boy.
Yeah.
Now, let me explain something about my dad's a tech guy like you. He's what you're going to be when you're old,
Oh.
Sean, okay? Super tech guy. Like, always been a tech guy, right? So he sits down in this chair, and there's like wires coming from everywhere. One to charge the iPad, one to charge the iPhone, one to charge the tablet, one to plug his laptop in when he wants to use it.
Yeah.
I think there might be one power in his own life. I don't know. There's like a lot of
Well,
wires
doesn't
there.
he have a stereo in his head?
He does. He has
Yeah.
his hearing aid is built into his fucking head, and he answers his phone with it. And I think it's funny because he taps his head and he answers. You go like that, and he answers the phone. So I always want to go up to him. It's like, make a phone call. Smack. I'm gonna do it when he's older. I won't do it now. He can still fight me.
You're calling 911.
How does this thing dial? And so I look over and he goes, and he's looking even happier than he did when I gave him power.
Yeah.
And I go, what's wrong? What's up? Are you okay? He was like, we have internet.
Oh yeah. There
So
you go.
how the same way Sean would feel if he had internet.
That's
was
the
the
first
sa-
thing he came looking
Right. So get the internet done, and and he's just stoked and he's happy. So I set up one of the portable ACs in his living room, one in his bedroom. I shut the door. I said, "You're gonna sleep like a baby tonight. It's gonna be like 60 degrees." He calls me before he goes to bed. He goes, "It's 61 in my bedroom." I was like, "You'll sleep like a baby, bro. It could have been 81 in your bedroom, just so you know."
Hell
all right.
yeah.
And so he still got power. Well, I call and I go, "Hey, where's my sister and Tom?" He goes, "Here." So Tom went there and saw the power. I'm sure he went home and was like, "I'm gonna wire this shit," because it puts you back to normal.
It changes. Yeah.
And this dude has a gas water heater, so he ain't losing any hot water.
Oh, nice.
His water's hot all the day. No one in the neighborhood's losing hot water. They didn't lose natural gas. They got hot water all day.
Yeah.
And what's the funny thing is, so my dad lives in Lutz, and right across, if you know where Cheval is, he lives in a gated community that is. The guy who lives next door to him owns a pharmaceutical company. Understand where my
Oh,
dad
okay.
lives?
Okay, gotcha.
That's the best way I can put it.
Check.
My dad bought this house at an astronomical deal 20 years ago.
Right.
It's worth God's money now, like God's money. I said, sell this thing, go live in a condo, and put the money in the bank.
Right. And then.
But I think
But
that's his
that's never gonna happen.
exit strategy for the children. He got all the air, he got everything going, and so he's all good to go. And we come back, and on the way back, I drove through Tampa or through St. Pete instead of going through Tampa. I wanted to see both sides of the storm. St. Pete is fucked.
Really?
Like there's
And that's one of my favorite places
I've
to
saw
go.
more trees down and more flood water than I've ever. Like I'm talking. So there's parts of Tampa that are very wooded, but there's
Yeah.
tons of houses in them. Like inside the city part area, like they just built the houses inside the wooded area and cut down none of the trees.
Right.
Okay?
They left it very natural.
Right, they left it very natural. Well, all those trees are on power lines. I saw somebody try to drive a Grand Am through like 3 feet of water, and I just sat there and watched her sink her car.
Oh.
And then that guy's like, "Are you
Bad
going?
idea.
You got a truck?" I was like, "Hell no, I'm not going. I got the power supply for my whole family behind me. No, I'm going, turning around. I'll find another route. Thanks."
Yeah, we're good.
And so it was the devastation north of us is peril. Like this storm was fast, but it was hard, and it didn't give a damn. And my sister lives on a lake, a natural water lake, one that doesn't have tides. Understand that lakes
Yeah.
don't have tides, but that storm and the eye of the storm was raining.
It made
Unlike it wasn't raining here, but it was storming there. Her lake is 1 inch away from coming into her home, and her pool is jacked. The whole area is jacked, and that's a lake. There's no tide, so that surge ain't just going to roll down with the tide.
Right.
It's got to evaporate. It's got to soak into the ground.
And it's
so,
gonna be a while because that's all saturated. Like,
right.
It's been sitting
so
like that for days.
so I prayed for them as soon as I left, and I said, God, I hope they're all right. It's heart wrenching. But I went up there and I go, guys, this is our everyday life. They were like so thankful. My parents were, and I was like, this is what you need to be ready for now. The weather has changed, and you need to have these. So on the way out, the neighbor's standing there. She goes, how much for that generator? I said, well, the good news is I got a service going on right now, ma'am. I said, for $2,500, my team will show up and install a backup outlet into your house and bring you a generator. She said, really? Now, remember, I told you the neighborhood my dad lives in.
Richie
She's
Rich.
like, I'll be calling you in a couple days. I said, call me anytime. We'll be right up.
Yeah, call me
Yeah.
when you're
The
hot.
team is ready to go. They're actually at a house right now. No team.
You just made that up.
But I started a business.
Oh, that's
Right.
great.
Business number 5. And I'm
That's great.
stoked about it.
I love it.
So, and do
You
you
can see it in Tampa News now. Bald man ghosts sold people with generators.
Illegal.
It's not illegal.
No, he's just selling
I'm
the
doing
gen-
a service.
Yeah.
It only makes it illegal if I buy a generator for $1,000 and sell it for $2,000. And if I personally do it, it's
Yeah.
not illegal because I can sell anything I want. If I'm a retailer and I'm jacking prices up, then it's illegal.
Right.
Just so you know, I called a cop and a lawyer before I made this
he's
statement on
he's
the
going
air.
to
so
ghost them anyway. It don't matter.
for me personally, I want.
Taking orders.
I'm doing that just so everyone knows. I've already started the process. It'll be a business that I got rolling inside the next 2 weeks.
That's a good business, man.
and-
Everybody's getting up and I mean, how many people are out without power right now? By
Right.
day like 3, everybody's sick of it.
Well, here's the deal.
Decent or no
Did he
power,
wire
too.
it direct yet?
No.
I know, great
Do you
deal.
have a 220?
I don't know what it is.
Where's Mike now?
At work.
That's bullshit.
I
He
know.
better have wired it direct. If not, I'm bringing a wire. I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
No, he didn't.
run it up.
Send me,
We're good.
send me a picture of your plug panel when you get a chance, okay?
Okay.
Or the dryer outlet.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, well, no, I'll just steal the cord off her dryer. Like, I don't need the dryer outlet. All I need to know is what dryer. I have, and by the way, now I have every cord that goes into any generator, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. If she has a generator that'll power the house, I've got the cord.
You got one of
Uh,
each. You got one for each flavor.
What
I
size
went over to
generator
Coach
you got,
Bob's
D?
house the day before the storm, and he goes, "Man, I'm looking for a cord." I said, "Let me see your generator." I said, "I got that cord at the house." He got power, so he didn't need it.
Oh, nice.
But because I did that, guys, there's so much I did. I ordered about 13 different cords. 2 came in before the storm hit. 13's a long. I ordered 4 different cords. 2 came in before the storm hit. 2 are on their way. The 2 that came in before the storm hit are gone anyway. I've already put them up north. I've already tore them apart to make them available for them. So the 2 coming in are for me. I have 1 already now that's here and 1 that's coming that's actually for my house.
Yeah.
And I gave that one to my dad, the one for my house, and I even told him, I said, "This is really hard for me. I want you to know that I love you." Because out of all the cords I have, This is the premium cord.
And
This
you
is my
This is the
favorite.
and you
best.
drove the whole way back thinking I better have power when I get home. Still,
This ship
I
never
wasn't
go
worried
away.
about once you have power. If we lose power now, it's going to be short lived, and they're only what they're
Yeah.
doing is turning it off to turn it back
to
on
do a
somewhere
repair.
else. Right.
Yeah.
well, there's a good bit of damage just down here near Vizcaya that they're going to end up turning the power off to fix. But I don't know if that'll affect you. That definitely affect us once they do it.
Yeah,
So,
our neighbors
a quick
across the
fix.
canal don't have power, but we do. So we got really blessed with that. So I'm just waiting for them to go fix it and turn us off. But
And here's the thing that everyone's got to realize, especially like someone like T who's going to be without power, and why it's important to direct wire your generator and know what you're doing. Don't do it if you don't know what you're doing. There's power outages all the way through Tampa in the millions.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay area has over 1 million people without power. Here, we're somewhere around 300,000
right.
without power. You go north, Sarasota County, up there in DeSoto County, another 500,000 without power. You're talking 2 million people without power right now.
Well, and you're still talking about forgetting the people that are out still from Helene.
Right.
That's just from this storm.
So there's so
Dylan has volunteered to get a trailer and help you with this business adventure that you're
Right.
about to do with the generators.
So if you go even farther north into the my son-in-law is in Orlando doing trees from Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's just because you need that right now. And what's funny is he learned this time because he came down for Ian, but he was down here. And every time Dick and Harry was down here cutting trees. So
Yeah.
he went out of the area and went into the path, and he's probably cutting a bazillion trees down there.
Yeah.
And I it's just all I can say is you had to be prepared to be without power for a while.
Yeah.
There's so many people, and driving up north to Tampa made me realize that it isn't as bad here as it could have been.
For sure.
It's bad for so many others than it is for us. And all I can do is think, how can I help? Because that was the only way I get through my anxiety of the storm is by helping others. It's
Right.
A, why I took the generator up. B, why I got with Steve Hunch for the sand.
Right.
Like, for me, I just needed. By the way, I got enough sand to build a beach in my house. Legitimately, I bet you I have 30 bags of sand because after I got the 10 bags that I was allowed to have in the sand pit, which after getting 3 loads of sand and they only allow you to have 10 bags, I'm like, you guys know this sand's only here because of me, right?
Like, I'm somebody.
Like, can I get 3 extra?
So you're saying you get yourself the 10 bags instead of the 40 that I needed?
I think they only let me have 10. How am I supposed to get you any? So I get the 10 bags, and
You
then
coulda
my
used his
neighbor,
ID. You guys
my
kinda
neighbor's
look alike.
family owns this golf course, this El Rio golf course over here.
Yeah.
On your way to Publix, you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
the
about? El
one
Rio?
that has the golf cart in the front, always for
He
sale.
comes rolling
Yeah.
back in, and he's got 15 bags of sand in like contractor's bags, and he's sealing his house up. I was like, "What is that?" He goes, "Sand from the golf course."
From the golf course.
I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we're getting every bit of sand on that golf course." And I guess they have a huge sand pile that they use to fill the pits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cool." He goes, "You want me to get you some?" I was like, "I can help." He's like, "You can't help. I have to get it myself, but we'll go get it for you."
Really?
So he goes and gets me like 10 bags, right? And then I do my back area, seal it up. By the way, the Flex Seal flood tape ain't no joke.
No.
Right now, as soon as if you see it on the store today, tomorrow, next week, next month, buy it out.
Really?
If you're in a flood zone, buy that shit out.
Yeah.
It was like trying to pull. It was like playing tug of war with myself.
What?
I had to use both hands.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to peel it off.
I had to
and
put
then
my
use
foot on the
both.
door.
Yeah. You had some?
Yeah, I had to put my
you were
foot
like,
on the door.
son of a
And
bitch.
I swear the only reason I got lucky enough to get it off is because there was a little piece that I didn't put on properly. And I was able to get a hold of that.
Right.
And then I put my feet on the door and I was sitting on the
So
concrete
that
outside
tape-
yanking that thing off.
And not only did it seal my front door, because at the bottom of my front door there's a little gap. Even though it's new, there's still a little gap. There always is at all
Yeah.
doors.
I think we lost D. Nope,
So
there we go.
she's got text messages coming in. And so you got to. So we taped up. You couldn't even hear the storm through that door. By the way, D, tell Mike that you couldn't even hear the storm through that door. Like
Through that flex tape?
you couldn't know through the door at all.
Really?
I was looking out the storm. You could see it, but you couldn't hear it. I feel like this is almost a soundproof door. This is badass.
Nice.
So maybe we should use those instead of the hurricane shutters because you can still hear everything through the hurricane shutters. Probably
Right.
worse, actually, because it's hot, it
I hear
echoes
everything
in
through
there.
my fireplace.
Oh, that's right. Because you got.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, good Lord, it's scary out there. And the only thing I hate about hurricane shutters is you can't see around you, so I'm blink camera.
No.
The whole time I'm looking at all my blink cameras.
Yep.
But the wind will slow your blink cameras from working, and I don't understand why, but it did. Boy, I couldn't get a couple of them to connect until after the storm.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I angled them so I could see down the road.
Yeah.
And I went outside and made sure that they were all angled to where I don't need to see my house. I'm not worried about security in my home. I want to look on the outside. So I was able to see the storm surge come down the street. I was able to see it come all the way down like it did during Ian, but it did the same thing it did to Helene. It came in and stopped. It only went about halfway down the road. So the people, the dead end, I don't know what it looked like the other end of the street because I didn't go down there. Like I said, when I got up yesterday morning, I went straight to Tampa. That's why my wife said, I said, where am I? I got back and I wanted to game a little bit. I go, where are my headphones? She goes, in the living room where you left them. I said, left them? Now, I didn't argue.
Yeah.
Because you don't argue during storm recovery.
No, you're trapped.
Really?
No,
You don't argue. Listen,
I wish
the
some
one
other
thing
people
you
would
don't
follow
do
that.
in your relationship is argue during storm recovery. It will escalate into something you don't need. So
We saw that
so
go
you just
down.
walk away from it. You just walk away from it. So I just said, yeah, me, okay, cool. Get on it. It's immediately logged into Finn. So I know Finn was the one with the headphones because the PlayStation was logged into Finn, not me.
Never happened.
But and so I'm vindicated personally right at that moment, right? I'm vindicated completely at that moment.
But
so
you can't tell anybody because then you're going to start crap.
I didn't say shit.
Okay. You just keep that to yourself.
Right. I said something now, but that's for the show, and then maybe she hears it, maybe she don't.
You shut up about it. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you get a bunch of Cubans and you trap them in a house together, and all you get
You go
is
with
just
one white dude. It
scream
makes a
match.
reality
By the
TV
way,
show.
Holy
I know why
crap.
they were trying to talk us into going there now after they tell the stories after the fact because they needed more gringos there.
We did.
Yeah.
Right? They needed more gringos there to level it out a little bit.
We needed people to neutralize the spiciness.
There's an
It was
87-year-old
way too
man there
much.
threatening to throw hands on me.
Yeah. It got crazy.
Hey, D, are you there?
Yeah. Yep. I'm getting coffee.
Yeah. Just so you know, I want to tell you. Betty's dad almost kicked Sean's ass.
Oh, I wish I would have saw that.
There you go. He was gonna throw hands on
He was
me
gonna
after the
throw
storm.
hands, but he sent him a warning. He sent it with my son. He
And
goes,
just
"Go
for the
tell him."
record,
He
Sean,
said
I'm not
Jonathan
sure I
in
would
the
fight
house.
him.
He sent Jonathan into the house. Let me know he was coming in to throw
He's
hands
coming
on
to
me.
throw hands. Grandpa says.
Okay.
Sent a message.
Let me leave because I'm not sure I would fight that old man either.
We were like,
I'm not fighting my dad, and I'm damn sure not fighting
Yeah.
your dad. Your dad looks like he could throw one punch and make it hurt so bad that you're like, I don't want to fight you anymore.
yeah. Because he still got it. He still got it.
What do you need in there?
How old are you? That hurt.
And it's like, oh, his bones, he can't feel them anymore. They're disconnected. So he ain't gonna.
Right, he ain't gonna feel it.
He's
He
good.
bust every bone in his arm, but he got you.
Mhm.
Old people don't handle
Hold on.
the panic of a storm very well. And Dee doesn't
No.
handle
Just hold
not
on.
having electricity very well, just so you know. Dee, it takes a lot for you to get up in hurricane weather outfits and come and get on the stream with us today.
I'm not an outfit. I'm like in PJs.
All right, that's what I mean. That's what I mean by hurricane outfit.
These-
And glasses. I wasn't putting contacts in. Look, I have ice, so.
oh, you got ice.
Yeah.
Good.
Are you putting that
Hold
into
on.
a cocktail?
She said
No coffee.
Yeah.
You're making
Iced coffee.
all right. Duncan's open.
I doubt the one by me is.
So Izzy is.
Because there's no power anywhere around here.
I get home and I didn't eat or drink anything yesterday. Like I drank a couple of waters and a soda. That's it. And I didn't eat because I get my mom goes, "Do you want something to eat?" I was like, "Nothing in your fridge is good anymore.
No.
No.
I don't
Nope.
want anything to eat. Everything in your fridge is bad."
We
And-
threw everything out yesterday
and,
here.
And she goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "You've had power. You haven't had power for almost 24 hours. Anything in your fridge, especially if you opened it even once, is
Yeah.
dead."
Done.
Yeah,
So
we have to go
and
through
I
my
don't want
parents'
any
stuff.
hard snacks because I've been living off of those. So
Yeah.
I don't. Whenever we hurricane shop, the amount of snacks that come into the house make
Why
me
does
go.
it-
I go into some kind of diabetic
Why does
shock.
everybody do that? They get the hurricane supplies, and then while the storm's going on, instead of eating the perishable food that's in your fridge that's going
Right.
to
No,
go
we eat
bad,
the
you
snacks.
Eat the snacks.
Yeah,
and then
that's what
after
we
a
did.
storm, the snacks are gone, and all your food in the fridge is rotted.
And now you gotta cook. Or
Then you
throw it
can't
out.
cook.
Yeah, it's done.
Sarah cooked all the way through that storm. She was like, "I'm going to use the stove until it's done."
Mm-hmm.
I did cook a really good dinner Wednesday
she
night.
made pasta twice, and then she made brownies, and then she kept going. I was like, "Are you going to keep going?" She goes, "Like, we'll wait till tomorrow." We probably
Yeah, we
still
had
have it.
empanadas. We made empanadas one day, and then the next day we made tacos, which were like exactly the
Then the
same
next
thing.
day, it was the same day. We
Oh,
had
yeah.
empanadas and tacos
Oh,
all on
yeah,
the same
you're right.
day.
Never mind. We just ate a lot.
And 2 bags of Oreos, but I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah, we had that too. It's like all
Oh,
the
that sounds
snacks.
great.
That's all we want. And then Sean found a Cuban version of Matt in
Oh
Miami.
yeah, I've got
And what?
a Miami
Cute.
I got a Miami Matthew now.
Yeah,
his
name
name's
is Fidel.
He
Does
swore,
he
he swore
deliver?
a blood oath to me. He's got me if I'm ever in
It was
Miami.
hilarious. So we do an Uber pickup, thing, or Uber delivery, and the guy calls us back. Hey, the stuff that you guys want isn't here. Do you want me to cancel it? But before you cancel the order,
Yeah, I
I'm
told
going to
him.
send you my number, and if you want to call me directly, I'll go shopping for you. And da da da. I'm like, really? Okay, send me your number, Fidel. And then next thing you know, we had freaking my brother's like, how the hell you people swing this? Every time you show up somewhere, you have like a random Matt guy show up. You got an American Matt over there. Now you got a Cuban Matt over here. And I'm like, yeah. So Fidel was like literally calling in a check. Do you need anything else?
Yeah,
We're
Fidel's
cool.
my guy now.
Yeah, that's his. And like you said, $100.
$100
He's
make anybody do anything.
That's
Well,
it.
I told him, I was like, I got $100 that bets that what I'm looking for is at the store down the road.
Oh, I'm going to find it. And he
He
literally
found
went
it.
out and found it.
He found it.
And then brought him a bottle. of
I thought it
whiskey.
was funny.
There goes the power truck, but they're not doing nothing. There goes another
Stay
one.
positive. Stay positive.
That's a
Pete.
good
They got
sign.
There's
They're
you.
in
another
your
one.
neighborhood.
They got you. They're coming for
You
you.
know,
They
when
are.
got
I
set,
think-
after Ian
So
waiting on a
honestly-
truck to even come into the neighborhood,
Yep.
it was like a mass call on everybody's text messages. There's one in the neighborhood. There's one in the neighborhood. And then I went out there and tried to do the $100 thing with him.
Yeah.
How much money I got to give you to get this thing on right now? Right.
I did that after Ian with Xfinity though, because we had a wire and they were not coming. And so me and the neighbor, we were like, I'll go half 50-50. And we paid him $100. And we said, can you put that wire back on so our internet will work? And he's like, for $100? Yeah. I was like, yep. He went up there, put it on. Soon enough, we had internet. So
Nice.
Was it a cable guy or an electric guy?
it was a cable guy. That was for
Yeah.
He
Xfinity.
just
That
a
was during
random guy walking
Ian.
down the street.
No.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'll climb that
Listen,
mountain."
I don't care.
I'll do it.
I would have done the same, but I think that I haven't driven around because I know staying off the roads is probably best. I only went to Publix yesterday because we had to replace everything in our fridge.
Mhm.
That's
And
claimable. Everyone should know that's claimable.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think I saw a picture, LCEC posted a picture of them working, excuse me, down on Surfside. We're only probably like 2 miles from Surfside. I think Surfside got damaged pretty bad. And I think that's why we don't have power yet. But yeah, we're just sitting here.
It's hard to
It's so much
believe
fun.
the amount of damage we have here, knowing it was not even a direct hit.
Mhm.
Right.
And it legitimately turned north even more before it hit.
By
And
my
I think-
office, a giant tree, literally with the roots up in the air, just can't literally twisted up, like right over the street to get into our office. I was like, it's hard to believe that old tree just came down like nothing. That's incredible.
There were 2 houses in the Cape that caught fire.
Oh, I've seen
One-
that.
One all the way down on Chiquita, so far down from me, but because I'm right off of Chiquita. But one of them, from what I heard, because there was, you know how it goes, the rumor mills when storms hit, that it was a substation for LTEC, and I guess they confirmed that it wasn't, and it was actually someone's house. I guess one of them, at least, the pole fell onto their house, and the transformer blew up
Ooh.
and caught the house on fire. So
That was probably
I
all that
mean-
black smoke I saw coming over the
We
midpoint.
did see a
yesterday.
bunch of black
Mhm.
smoke coming over.
By the
So
way,
it-
the
well,
substation,
there was another
the
one, too.
substation fire was not real. That was fake news. That was a house
Oh.
fire, not a substation.
That's what she was saying.
yeah.
That's over near
Oh,
our
there's
direction.
2 more going down the road. Come in, guys. I have faith.
It's promising.
Take
Keep
your
the
shirt
faith.
off
Get
and face
my
him.
power,
Just
right?
take your shirt off, D, and face him.
Show
I
'em
need
your
Listen.
power.
Put a couple $100 bills
Yesterday-
between them.
Yesterday morning, Mike and I were sitting out here and we seen him going back and forth. And then you can obviously see straight through our house to the front because everything's open. And one of them came down our street and then he parked like right by our house. And Mike's like, go proposition him. Like I said, what? He goes, just go proposition him. I don't even care. I want power. So that was our little running joke.
Show
So,
'em your boobies. Show 'em your boobies.
Gotta do
And
what
then-
you gotta do to get what you want.
and then we got to talking like how many of these guys probably do get propositioned like that.
Yeah.
Like that's probably all day long for them. And I'm
Right.
like, damn,
Yeah.
And
like
how many of those dudes are single and taking advantage of that?
they might be. Hey, and
No.
how many of them are married and still taking advantage of it? They're on the road for a long time. I mean, hey, man's got to do what man's got to do, I guess.
All of a sudden, that BO stinky smell they had, it smells really good when you want power.
I mean, Betty, when you don't have power, you smell just as bad. So.
I'm like, wow, that smells like electricity. Bring it on.
Brittany says whatever it takes to get her damn power.
Brittany's
Right?
gonna be shaking her tatas too. Come on.
Damn. I
Dylan,
went to the
you
wrong
might want
job.
to. Dylan,
went
you
to
might
the
want to be a
wrong job.
lineman.
Women throwing you like, please give me power.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to take this quick break. When we come back, we'll jump into more. Anybody, if you need something out there and you're watching us on the stream and you need something during the storm, let us know. If there's something out there right now that you feel like you need because you can't find it, let us know. We'll try to put the word out. All of us know a lot of people that can get things that you need fixed and things that you need get covered. We can do that for you. So if you're sitting around right now and you're trying to figure out exactly what it is that you're going to need, let us help you.
Dee's heading out to get her a lineman.
Brittany says she's gonna need muscle. She's gonna
Trying to
need
get my
muscle.
cat back in. Go.
Yeah, Brittany lives on the beach, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's going back home today, and I guess she's gonna need some help ripping up carpet. Was the last thing I had seen earlier today.
Ange, did
Well,
you
the
go out
problem
to the
is-
bus while you didn't have power? I hope you went to the bus while you didn't have power, Angie. With the bus at your house, I hope you went out to the bus.
Yeah.
The problem is with the beach is no one can go on there. You can't just. You have to have Brittany come and get you basically because they have to have a residence pass. Oh look, here
Oh, you
comes
can't
another
do that.
one. Can I flip? How do I flip? How do I flip? No,
Do it. Do it.
I don't know how to flip it. There it is.
If you
Give him a reason, D. Give him a reason.
if you show
There
them
we
the
go.
boobs,
I
they stand
did.
out.
I did. You just can't see. That's why I flipped the
There
camera.
you go.
Dance on the pole. Dance on the
Right.
Dance on the pole.
Right? I'm about to. I mean, you guys are driving a little too far. Come back.
Have you gone to see where your outage is? Have you traced your line?
No.
So I did that. I traced the line. And then, because I wanted to see, I
I
wanted
don't
to look at
even
the
know
poles. Well, there's breakers on each pole. And they will drive around and pull all the breakers. When they're fixing areas, you'll see it. It'll be like a little latch that'll come down off of the thing that looks like a shock absorber.
Oh, okay.
It's like a little latch that comes down off of it.
You
And
people
the-
are very observant. I don't even know. I just know I
Yeah.
turn on a switch. And I don't know how things
Betty
happen.
doesn't even look around. She
So-
knows directly where she's going.
I don't even know where they would be. I do know that during the storm.
During the if you look at the transformer, there's a thing on the transformer that looks like a shock. All right, it looks like a shock. You know what a shock looks like, right?
Yeah.
Right? On
Yeah,
top, there's like a
of
thing. It
course.
looks like a handle that'll connect the top of the shock to the bottom of the shock. And when they pop, those come off.
Like a
Oh,
pogo stick.
mine are on. Look.
All right, so
I don't know if I can zoom.
No. So if yours are on, that means somewhere in your link it's off. So what I did when my next door neighbor got
That thing?
Yeah, so that's on. See the thing up in the right? That
Oh,
thing all
yeah.
the way up in the right.
Uh-huh.
See that little bar? That's connected. If it's down, that means your power's off.
Oh.
All right? So if
Oh.
you follow your power line, you'll find out which one is off or down. A lot of times it's down. And don't be surprised if you see them come down your neighborhood and start pulling all of those off. So you think they're giving you power and they're going to turn them all off so that they don't blow up anybody.
Oh,
Cat.
yeah, that's kind of
They went through my neighborhood after Ian and pulled all of them. Every one of them. But then when the power came back on, I went down one house. My next door neighbor had power before me. Right?
You did it?
Like next door. I'm in the
Oh, I hate
backyard. I hear
that.
his pool pump come on.
Just kidding.
I
Why don't-
run
what-
inside.
do they
I'm like,
at least
turn
hook you
off the
up?
generator. Turn it all on. We've got power. We turn off the generator. No power.
Ugh.
Oh.
So I go out, and at my pole in front of my house, that latch is down. I go next to my neighbor.
You're like the little kid that didn't get
Pole.
picked. At
This is fixed. Right?
Yeah.
So I know once they flip that I'll have power. So the guy comes by and I stop him. I go, hey, do you flip that one? He goes, we can't yet. And I said, why? He goes, because we're still working up on the line. He goes, I go, you do understand that. Can't you just flip the next one and give me power? Because this one is crazy. My neighbor has power and I don't. He goes, son, it'll be by, he's an older guy, right?
Yeah.
Son, it'll be by the end of the day.
Yeah, shut up.
And I was like, all right. And he was right. It was by the end of the day we had power. It was
That's what he
legitimately like,
said.
it was like 13, it maybe a day later. It may have been a full day later, but it felt like it was pretty soon after they came by. But 14 days out power was intense. so many people are setting up to do the same thing all across the country. And the hardest part about that is keeping your generator on and keeping your power rolling and keeping that gas in there.
Brittany says she's sick of sandwiches. Aww.
Yeah.
She's sick of what?
Sandwiches. 'Cause she can't cook. She got nothing. She ain't got no power.
It's crazy that I want a sandwich.
Right? Now that I kind of want a breakfast
I
sandwich.
ate my ham. I ate my ham all before the storm.
You ate all your ham?
Before the storm.
Oh, we got ham somewhere.
It was perishable.
Fidel
I
brought
thought I
us
was
ham.
doing the right thing.
You were doing the right thing.
And then Sarah had one of my ham sandwiches. She was like, "I want some ham." I'm like, "We're out of ham." So she was so stressed over the next 24 hours about getting more ham in the house. I'm like, "Well, get ham."
Yeah.
I want another sandwich.
I want to see.
That's what I bought yesterday. A whole bunch of lunch meat, so we had for dinner. It's too hot to cook on the grill.
Yeah. My grill is still in my middle of my living room.
And what's crazy, it's hot for her because she doesn't have power. But yesterday was a pretty cool day.
It was overall.
But today is going to be blistering hot, guys. Just so you know, that's the way it works. If you don't know, I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
The first day after a storm, it's usually nice.
Yeah.
Super
Oh, yeah.
nice. The second day after a storm, it's miserable.
Right. That's just laid down.
But also it could be because I'm used to not having power after a storm. So usually the second day I'm miserable.
What's the longest you've gone without power in a storm?
14 days. Ian.
14?
21.
21
Oh.
for you? For who? Charlie?
Ian.
You 21 days here without power at this house?
Yeah. Well, I had power, but nobody else.
That's right.
We were
So-
the last. This neighborhood was the last one to get.
So
hooked
you
up.
had power?
I had generator and I had
Oh, but
everything
you didn't have
running the whole
actual power.
time.
No.
Right.
So that's right, because I got my power back, and Bob calls and goes, "Hey, you got your power back?" He was like, "Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
come help brother out."
Yeah.
So I went out there and direct wired his house, just like I did. I said because we had the same wire. I just took him my wire and he
Yeah.
plugged it in. And it was good to go.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that wire anymore. He gave it back and it moved into the cycle of things, and it's gone forever. So somebody has a wire they don't know how they got, and
we need to have like a hurricane pod. Like, just have like a pod inside your garage, which is just like hurricane stuff. Because everything that we looked for in the hurricane, we had to replace because we're like, where's this? I don't know. It was in the garage somewhere.
Oh, I know
don't where
exactly
that
where it is. It's your dad's new stuff. That's what it is.
Yeah. My dad decided that gas cans are a great place to store water. No joke.
Yeah.
No freaking joke. I about killed
Yeah.
him too.
I'd pour that water straight out.
And got gas 3 weeks ago really means I've still got gas
Last
from
year.
Ian.
Yeah, from the other hurricane. I said, Dad, did you get gas?
That's 2 years ago.
I got gas. And so like Sean's like, are you sure? He's like, we're gonna put this in the generator. Is this gas new? Oh yeah, I just got it 3 days ago. Then it turned into 3 weeks, and it might have been 3 months. And then my brother's like, don't fucking believe him. That's from the last hurricane. And of course, as Sean was putting the gas in the generator that we got a
Totally
brand new,
jacked the generator up.
messed up the generator, and he's like, this doesn't even smell like gas. Are you sure this is gas? And
Because gas loses
lies.
its smell. The older it is, the more it loses its smell.
It was all lies. Oh, they must have sold me bad
so
gas.
what'd you do?
I had to
We had
drain
to
all the
drain
gas out of the
it.
generator and go and get my gas, put my gas into
Get a
it, and get
mechanic.
the generator started.
The
The
guy-
mechanic was for the broken generator.
Oh, okay. Well, he
so-
showed up and he fixed it.
Is this here?
Yes.
Yeah,
This
this
was
was
all
yesterday.
Before, he didn't have power.
Nope.
Right.
And yeah, so that was just exciting.
And you know, after the past 2 days, I didn't want to just bring him here. We were
No.
desperate to get his house working.
no, we were gonna
Right.
we're gonna make everything work. I don't care what was gonna happen. It was just gonna happen. You know, and then my mom decided that it was our fault that we blew up her house or something.
Yeah.
You know, so she.
And it's
Yeah.
a house full of Cuban food. There is gas in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
they had-
Dylan coming through with a comment of the day. All right, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, more Big Mama Radio. We'll talk more about Milton recovery and where you're at, what your status is, and what you need. Let us know. We are definitely going to get the bus out and about. So if you need to cool off, we can bring it by your house. We just going to do that. Like there's a lot now. I will say that today I'm unavailable all day after the show.
Yeah.
I have to get my shit put back
I'm
together.
available to help tomorrow too if you.
But
if you end up
tomorrow
going
I'll
out.
go back to the day. But I got to spend today getting my shit back together. Like
Yeah.
when for us, because we're in a surge area, everything gets elevated, everything gets stored.
Oh, my house is just
I
chaos.
have more patio furniture than one human should have.
No, you don't.
And it takes a shit ton of energy to get it all back out. And I've got to pressure wash the whole deck before
You
I
gotta
get it
show
out.
your mouth and don't say that because you know what? When the rest of the summer's happening, you thank Sarah for it because you're like, man, this is
Yeah,
this is
right?
weird. Like,
Exactly.
exactly like this one. I heard the bitching and complaining. I heard it. Why we got so many chairs? Why we got so many cushions?
I don't
Why
care.
we got so
I'm
many?
not complaining.
Like, no.
That's for me. I bought that shit,
Enjoy it.
not Sarah. Just so you know,
Enjoy
that's
it.
my shit. The one thing the one thing that I wanted in life, and this is the 52-year-old in me. This is completely not storm related, but I'll say it real quick.
Yeah.
The number one thing I want in life is to have a resort in my home.
Oh yeah, and then I never have to leave.
Right.
That's great. Yeah.
So I've been working on making the pool very resort-like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nice furniture, umbrellas, televisions, a bar, place for you to hang out.
My brother has a pool table outside. We were playing
I mean,
pool.
I've been there.
and
It's nice, but
cool.
the service is not so great.
This
I know. I've been trying to talk to the server about
That
that. I'm gonna
freaking
fire her.
manager.
Very limited drink
Hey,
options.
the manager's great. You better shut up.
So listen, I think
The
because
manager's
I already
great, but his
know,
staff is really weak.
so I already know that
You're
Xfinity's
just
going
a
to
bad
take
customer.
There you go.
All right, go ahead.
Xfinity's going to take 5 million years here. I think we're going to call up Quantum Fiber and see if they can do
You
a new
should.
install.
Quantum fiber is still up everywhere I know of.
You
It wasn't
should.
my
That's
house.
Yeah, as soon as
Really?
people
It
got
took him
power,
12
it went up.
hours.
Yours?
Yeah.
Yours went down.
My quantum fiber went down, but they were on it, and probably 12 hours later it was on.
Mhm.
They got me though.
Yeah. You're the first
My
person I've
Ring
heard that
app-
wasn't immediately up as soon as power.
My
went.
Xfinity was on too, by the way. I have both at the house,
Yeah.
and because I'm in the middle of transitioning, and so when one went out, what do?
Breaking
Put
news.
the other
Big
one
Let
on.
me turn
Big
that other
Mama
one back
transitioning.
on. Let me turn that one back on. So I turned the Xfinity back on, so that I would have something.
Yeah.
Because I need something, and then now so I'll get that all worked out. But
We don't have power in our office, but he went and powered up. You know all those boxes that we have for boo bash for
Yeah.
electrical? He took them all over there, powered everything up in the office, like all the equipment and things, and our Comcast was up.
Yeah.
No power, but we had
It was
Comcast. So I'm
Hour
like,
and a
all
half,
right.
I setting everything back up, and Comcast was down.
Because they don't have
so
it fiber over there in that area.
Maybe I should try
no
hooking up
fiber
our.
at my office.
I
people
might
need
try
to
putting
work.
our
I gotta
shit
put
to
people
the
back to
Wi-Fi.
work, man.
Yeah, people got to work. They
Right.
got made their paychecks. It ain't their fault that all this is craziness, you know?
Oh, I get it.
Trying to do the
I
best
have a
we
wedding
can.
on Saturday. They canceled. They're in Zone A. Their wedding venue is in Zone A, so they postponed to January. But I thought for sure I was giving them their money back, and they were like, "Oh no. Are you available January 18th?" I said, "Yeah, I'm available January 18th." Which, by the way,
Isn't that
by grace of God, I'm available January 18th because for some reason I have been very, very busy in January and February, which never happens, but now it is.
January 18th? That's Martin Luther King's birthday.
So-
Ask me how I know that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's one of the dates that I know.
Random fact.
For real.
It, you get confused, Betty. I'll explain it later.
Oh, okay.
No, explain it now.
Some things never change. Some things
Don't
never
be scared.
change,
She's
even
on
through a
Saturday now on
hurricane.
the show. Put her in her place. Go ahead.
No, it's
You
okay.
big
I'm gonna
puss.
wait.
Handle
I'm
it.
gonna wait.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll allow Dee to go take a little stretch break. I can smell her through the microphone, so it's a little weird. But other than that,
Rude. Rude.
Go ahead
I
and
took
scrub
a
up in
cold
the pool
shower,
before we
thank
come
you. All right, I'll do that.
Have you been using the
Listen.
bidet?
Ugh.
Yes, 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 I have
When
been.
we
You're
come back,
damn right.
back, I will get the review of a brand new bidet in Darlene's house after she followed my personal advice. We'll see what she says about this, and I want to know what Mike says about that.
We wanna talk
All
about
coming
booty
up
holes.
next. Hold on. Heard on Big Hits, Big Baba Radio. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the recovery of Hurricane Milton here in Southwest Florida. Now, we just had an off-air conversation, and we are going to get with Angie, and we're going to get the bus out and about over the next 4 or 5 days, and over the next few weeks, actually, and we're going to get out. We're going to be a part of helping you guys recover and helping you guys get to the next level and getting everything done that you need to get done. Sorry, I got a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Give me 1 second.
Let's do it.
So we want to get out and be a part of the community and lend our hand and our sweat and tears as much as we can. Our first stop will be over at Dee's house so she can cool off.
Yeah, we're pulling up.
It's not that bad outside. Right now, it actually feels very nice.
It is nice outside. How are you sleeping with not well, huh?
Mini Mike is still sleeping in bed right now. He takes up the whole bed.
Oh.
The whole bed. And he's like not in his he wants to be in his bed, I can tell. And he just flops around everywhere. So he keeps me up until he finally falls asleep. But
Mason?
Yeah, Mini Mike.
Mini Mike.
Yeah. Except he's more my size.
We have a birthday
height-wise.
shout out.
Get
To
that
who?
Right there, Jamie just
The
said
Grandma Grinder.
Grandma Grinder's birthday.
What?
Happy birthday, Grandma Grinder!
And she also has no cell service at her house with no power. Aww. And then I did see Danielle popped in. I was scrolling the Facebook feed while we were on break. She shared a post from Waste Pro. I don't know. I have to look it up to see what areas, but it says Lee County areas 3, 4, 5, Cape Coral, and Lehigh Acres. Due to the impact of Hurricane Milton, Lee County is taking the following actions. Residential solid waste only will resume back on Monday, October 14th. Yard waste, bulk, and recycling will not resume for residents until further notice per directions given by the city and county. Please do not set out for yard waste, bulk, or recycling. And it says, we appreciate your patience and being the best. Yeah.
This is a hurricane. We're putting all our bulk on the street.
Everything
Right?
this
This is what I told Mike yesterday.
You come get it when you're ready. All right?
Yeah.
If you don't want it now, cool. But when we need it, we'll put it out on the street. We don't care. You don't need to leave it there.
I told Mike yesterday, I said, now is the time to actually deep clean everything and get rid of shit that we don't want and just put it the side of the road. This is the time. I'm telling everyone that.
They don't know if it's hurricane damage or not.
No.
That dresser just looks like crap. It's coming out.
Yeah. It's
You
fun.
It's that
It got
time.
damaged. How? I'm tired of looking at it.
Oh,
That's how damaged.
My garage is about to be empty. I just thought about
Right?
that. Good looking, D. Good looking.
See? Throw it all out. They don't know.
They don't know. Get it out there.
By the way, this is the first storm I didn't put my trash cans in my garage.
Really?
I got the new solution for this, and it went through this storm no problem at all. I ratchet strapped them to the side of my house.
Did you? We did nothing. We literally just left them there, and Sean's like, "Well, it's gonna be everybody else's problem, I guess." I'm like,
You guys sound like my neighbors. They had, because we didn't have, normally our trash pickup's on Tuesday, so obviously no trash
ours
came.
is Wednesday, so we didn't get it. Yeah.
Yep.
And so all the neighbors threw out all their junk, and we have one neighbor that I don't know where he accumulates this junk from, but every week there's a junk pile by the side of the road. And he's on 32nd Ave, which is pretty heavily populated, as far as traffic goes. And there was just a ton of shit out there. And on Wednesday, as the storm was starting to roll in, during the day, it wasn't that bad. I went outside and I was talking to the neighbor that lives right next door, and he was so mad. He was like, why did he put all that junk out there? But luckily it didn't go anywhere. I had figured, because this road always floods, we always get the storm surge from Surfside.
Yeah.
And I watched it come up. That's why I stayed up all night and, just to make sure, but because it got really bad during Ian. And that stuff stayed there through the entire storm surge and everything. It stayed in its little spot, but we saw tons of styrofoam and everything else just flying down the road.
What were our peak winds in our area?
They were trying to say that it was only 40 or 50 something here in the Cape, and I don't believe that. There were some wind gusts when I was outside, and I was like, woo, they were rough.
Yeah, Bob was saying he's close to you off of Santa Barbara out there in Skyline, and he was saying that it sounded like a freaking train was coming through the house,
Those are tornadoes, by the way. Just so the way, if you're ever in a hurricane and you hear a train, that's a tornado. Get out.
Is that what that is?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tornadoes sound like trains.
Ooh.
They do. They sound like a freight train. That's what
Right.
we were. So when all those tornado warnings were popping up Wednesday, earlier in the day, not even before like the storm
I was
actually like
driving
really hit.
during those.
Really?
I was
Jesus.
driving. I'd leave for Alva, and tornado warnings start popping. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the crazy
Oh,
thing.
you're in the bad spot.
One popped right by my house.
Oh, yeah. I got that message
Yes.
when we were like driving to Miami.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, I look up and Sarah, we're watching. I'm streaming the news.
Yeah.
While we're driving, so I can see what's going on. You know, as it happens.
Right.
And because the problem listening, they say when you lose power, listen to us on the radio. The problem is the radio is inundated with EAS alerts.
Yep.
Nonstop, yeah.
And I'm like, I already know it sucks here. I don't need your ESA alerts, which, by the way, Lee County, send one. We don't need 650 telling us to evacuate.
And then they're calling you on top of that.
I'm cool with the call.
Nonstop.
The call's a robocall. That's fine. Call us. But the inundated of EAS alarms telling us to evacuate is exhausting. We are not stupid people, all right? And I know there are some of our residents that are dumb as shit. But even after the third one, they were smart enough to realize they needed to leave. Come on.
Yeah. It was nonstop. My anxiety was through the roof. I was like, okay.
Right. Way to build the pressure and the anxiety. And then the news, I just want to go on the record, and I'm thankful for Allison Ray and NBC2 News team. By far, if they would get, what is his name, Matt Devitt from Wink?
Yeah.
They would have the ultimate team, and no one would ever, like Matt Devitt should be on the NBC2 team.
Like
I just want to go on the
super
record.
Did you see everyone, like, because I like to watch Matt Devitt. And, obviously NBC2, because after talking with Allison on Monday, she just gave us point blank. Like, there was no sugarcoating. She gave it point blank.
Yeah.
But I like,
she knows.
Yeah. And I love, though, when Matt Devitt, like, everyone knows, I watched him through Ian. So everyone was saying if Matt Devitt takes off his jacket and his sleeves go up, shit's about to get real. And the moment that happened, Mike looks at me and I look at him like, well, I guess shit's about to get real. Like, because he just rolled him up and we're like, but I just like that about him, that he gets, real into it and real deep. Like, I'm going to be here with you. And if that means I got to roll my sleeves up to get you through it, I'm going to. And yeah, it was funny though. Everyone was commenting about it. Well, Matt Devitt's got his sleeves rolled up, so shit's getting real.
Can we talk about the Ron DeSantis press he was on it. He was like, we got this going on. We got people deployed over here. We've got people waiting on standby over there. I mean, he was like,
he's a great governor.
So he was on it, but did you also see the TikToks where I don't remember who was talking after him. I can't remember exactly because they had a couple different. But the one time when someone was behind him, his face read it all. Like, he wears his emotions for this state. Like, this is his state. Like, he is one governor.
Worried, legit, concerned about residents. I mean, you could tell. I'm like, man, that man has been through a lot. That's a lot of responsibility.
Well, Jesus, our third storm in a month.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And not only that, he's seen how many devastating hurricanes hit Florida. Not just in one area.
We don't just get electric trucks from Florida. They come from all over the country.
Everywhere, yeah.
But
we have ones here from New York. I saw them the other day. They're placed through New York.
They're already in North Carolina. They're already in South Carolina. They're already in Georgia. They're already in Tennessee. These are places that got wiped by Helene.
Yeah.
And Helene was the most torrential rainpour hurricane in the history of hurricanes. There was more rain coming off Helene than any other hurricane I've ever seen in my life.
The devastation.
And then it's followed up a week later by another one. You can't get that's why I'm saying if you're without power, man, it could be a while. And you're going to have to be patient. And you're going to have to prepare. And you're going to have to call people like me and people that you know that know how to direct wire your generator, providing that you have a big enough generator. A lot of generators aren't big enough to run homes.
Right.
And most generators, I'll say that, most generators aren't big enough to run homes.
And the price difference really between the one that can run your home and the one that doesn't.
$300-$400.
Yeah, it's worth it.
You would pay $400 right now for lights in your house.
Absolutely. I would.
But even so, there were so many people that were complaining. My Ring app just keeps going on, because obviously I can't see my cameras, but people are in the neighbors or whatever portion of it, and about power. And I'm just sitting here thinking, and Mike's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, I'm just so grateful that my house is still here. I get that we didn't get hit hard, but seeing there was last night, I think it was last night, there was a house on I think it was Fort Myers Beach or it was Sanibel. Either way, there's been houses throughout Southwest Florida that have been catching on fire. And I'm like, you know, we could have lost our house for a fire, like anything. And I'm like, I'm just so grateful. My house is standing. Everyone's safe. All my friends, my family, everyone's good. I can wait on power. Does it suck? Yeah. Like, I mean, let's be real. It sucks. But there's bigger things that I could be without right now. And if I'm just without power and I have everything else, I'm okay with that. And I think that's where people need to just sit back and have that kind of grace. I mean, here's the thing. I could leave, you know, Heather Hansen, I got to shout them out. Heather Hansen and Victoria have opened up their houses, and Victoria lives right down the road. But it's just hard for me with my dad. My dad has to have his power bed and all that. And it's not like I can just pack that up and go. It's a hospital bed. But, you know, if I could take him and take that bed and know that I could get him somewhere, I would be gone. I wouldn't even sit here. So if you have the means to be able just to go and stay somewhere else, even if it's a hotel somewhere, whatever.
Power, call me. You can come to the house.
Right? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's so many.
Power. I go, why are you leaving? Well, we're going to my mom's house. They have power. I was like, oh, okay. As long as you're going somewhere with power, don't go sit in a dark house if you're my friend. Like, that's ridiculous.
No.
And I mean, my thing is
even if you're my friend and all you need is a hot shower and something to eat and a chance to cool off, come by.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, my door's always open and Sarah's never going to turn you away. We are those people. We are the ones that like to help others. It's one of the things that it drew me to my wife. She's all about this. She'll never stop me from going out and lending a hand to somebody. She didn't bitch 1 minute about me jumping in my car to go help my family in Tampa. I was gone the entire damn day, and they came back and gamed. She didn't bitch at me. Like, she knows that what we're doing here is God's work, and I want to keep doing what we're doing and try to help out as many people as we can. You know, like just getting the sand with Steve Honch, and the fact that BMR was able to facilitate that with Honch Industries. And Steve, amazing. God, I love you, bro. Legitimately, Steve. If you hear me, somebody tag Steve, let Steve know how much I care for him, man. That sand was priceless, and the fact that we were able to get 3 loads of sand delivered by Honch Industries for North Fort Myers residents meant the world to me. He didn't hesitate. He didn't charge. He didn't ask. He said, "You need sand? I got sand. I'm bringing it to you." So I was just thankful to be able to have someone like Steve Honch and Honch Industries in my bag of connections to help people out.
Absolutely. And we got Icy Knight that just popped in. He says, how did you guys hold up in the storm? And did the bus
is fine. The bus is going to go out and about. We're going to start trying to help as many people as we can with the bus. Icy, it's nice. Thanks for checking in with us, man.
Thank you.
And I just want to say it was just something. It was special. It was a special moment for the Steve Honch thing. And Icy, we all have power except for D, and D is, and hence why D isn't here with us right now.
And we've been begging D to come. Like, everybody's like, we're like, come over here. No, you come over here. Come over here.
Right, because of her dad.
I was totally expecting the bus to just roll up in my front yard this morning, but, you know, it's okay. Right? I was, like, waiting to hear that. Beep, beep. I'm sure that the Airbnb over across, they actually, the owners, which they moved out before, I love them to pieces. After Ian, they put a whole new roof on. They put solar panels. They did the backup. They did the battery backup. These guys right here, we talked to them yesterday. They have solar panels, but they don't have the batteries. So right now they have some things probably, well, not right now because there's no sun.
Yeah.
During the day, they can get stuff running because she even said, if you guys need to cool off, come over. But the Airbnb house, they came over yesterday, and Mike even got
the owners.
No, the owners, and Mike even got mad at him because they came over late as shit, started running all their lights. They threw on music and everything. All the neighbors were like, really? And then the one over here was like, I thought you told us that if we needed anything, you wanted to be fair and be a part of this neighborhood. How come you didn't come over and offer any of us anything? And then he started yelling, and it was kind of comical. And I was just sitting back like,
and said something to him. I would have been like, your tenants are assholes, and you're not helping.
Right.
Yeah. But it was funny because when
you got the owners there, you need to go back over there and have a conversation with him.
They're not there now. They just came over to
ass up, boy.
all the neighbors
said, house, you better know what you're doing, man, because you are pissing off every neighbor. We're gonna burn this shit to the ground.
Well, and one of the neighbors
will burn it to the ground.
And
one of the neighbors said
nobody would ask questions.
One of the neighbors had said, because a lot of my neighbors have known my dad before he had his stroke, you know, because my dad's been in this house forever. And said, are you going to offer them that house or what? And like pointing to us. And they were like, what do you mean? And they're like, you know, her dad is in a wheelchair. He's wheelchair bound. Are you going to offer that? And are you going to make money on it? And they wouldn't say anything. So I'm very adamant, and I'm pretty much positive that they're going to have a family there today that they're paying, that someone's going to pay to stay there, which I think is just disgusting. Like especially when he told me,
I don't hold that against them. If you have an Airbnb, this is your moment. This is your moment. Like, you're going to make money on your Airbnb right now. Like, if that's what you have, like that's you. Look, people invested their money into an Airbnb. Like, some people, there's millionaires out there that have 15, 16 of them, but there's some people that have 1 or 2 of them. And they're trying to figure out a way to supplement their income so that they can live properly and live in this world that's so highly priced. And they decided that I wouldn't do it either. Just for the record, it made me call me a bad person. I've got to rent it. I need the money. It's got a mortgage. I can't give it out for free. If you want to rent it with no tax, now I'll rent it to you with no taxes and no fees. I'll rent it to you with no, if you're a neighbor and you're a friend of mine and or something like that, I would rent it to you with no taxes, no fees, but I got to make the mortgage. And right now, people ain't coming here to vacation.
And our insurance
no, not at all.
People ain't coming here to vacation, so the only thing you can use it for are people that need electricity, that need a home. So you got to rent it out.
Yeah.
I can't hate on them for that. And the only reason I can't is because I get it, but I understand that they're assholes, and I would say that I would have done the same thing you did, put them in their place, and said, "Oh, you're an asshole for not doing this." But that's it. I'd have to make my money. I have to. But that's me. I'm money driven. That's my negative quality in life.
I wonder if they can even rent it out, even though it's got the solar panels, if Airbnb will allow them, knowing that there is no power. If they, because how many can say
Airbnb doesn't know if they have power.
Oh no!
I mean, Airbnb has 452 million homes on there. Like, there's no way they know which homes have power and which ones don't. They just happy to make their $500
and they got a house
fee.
Generator. So how do you care?
I mean, think of the guy that owns Airbnb. Yeah. That dude gets $300 off every rental.
Really nice. Just for putting it on an app.
Just for putting on an app, right.
Genius.
That's if you're in the property management industry, I mean, this is the way to go because they get a chunk of this as well.
Well, I'm sure.
I'm looking to see, and I will say, if anyone is like looking, I don't know if all these houses have power or not, but I'm looking just in Cape Coral. A lot of them are very reasonable. Some of them with pools, $69 a night. I mean, that's for a whole house. That's not bad at all. So a lot of people look like they are, knowing what's going on. And they kind of, figured, okay, let me.
By the way, the other people that are coming to town that rent Airbnbs are your tree people, your power line people. They don't want to,
all the construction people come
power
down
line
here
people
now.
get a stipend. And when you see a power line man that's created a hammock on the front of his truck and he's sleeping in a parking lot, that's because he wants to take his $250 a day stipend or whatever it is he gets for food and shelter and put that in his pocket.
He's like, Christmas is coming.
Yeah.
My kid
sleep on my truck.
Yeah. My kid
I would do the same thing. Are you kidding? I would definitely do the exact same thing.
Some don't. They'll bring their whole family with them wherever they're at. They'll get an Airbnb and they'll use that to keep their family happy while they're away and they try to live their normal lives. And so the Airbnbs are also for those people. Mm-hmm. So I can't blame your neighbor, but I would have used that time to talk about his tenants. I would have used that time to talk about that light facing my house. I'd have used that time to tell him, hey, if you continue to want to keep this house in good shape and not have these ravishing teenagers in this neighborhood fuck your house up, because I've seen it happen.
Right.
Blame it on somebody else, as I'm going to be the one who does it. I would definitely work on making sure all the neighbors love you so that they look after your house.
Yeah, well, actually, I did find his house on Airbnb, and he raised it to $200 a night.
Really?
Yeah, it used to be cheaper than that. So is
on backup power.
Mm-hmm. I put it in for to stay tonight until till next week, because technically you're supposed to have a 7-day minimum in Cape Coral, and he's got it for $200 a night, which isn't bad for a whole house, but it's got 4 bedrooms. It's got 4 bedrooms, but
does it have a pool?
It's got a pool and not a hot tub attached to the pool, an external one. But I don't know if the pool though. I guess that they probably have everything hooked up, even their
are they
pool
do they
filter
have
and
solar
stuff.
Batteries?
Yeah. That one does.
By the way, you brought that up. I want to say real quick. There's a lot of people out there that are going to sell you solar, and they're going to tell you your government will pay for it, or your taxes or something like that will pay for
you
it.
get
Your
a
panels will
reimbursement or
not
whatever.
cost you shit. All right, you
It's
can
the
get
batteries.
your panels, but your batteries are $40,000.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to have
Yep.
power at night, you need the batteries.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're wasting your money on solar. If you don't buy the batteries, don't buy solar.
Yep, that's what we were talking. Mike and I talked to our neighbors right here behind us, because after Hurricane Ian, they lost their roof too. They put a new roof on, and I know that they have solar panels. And so when she came over yesterday, and we were talking, because you can see them, her banana trees
Right.
were kind of laying flat. And we were chit chatting with her, and I said, "Well, you guys have solar, right?" And she was like, "Yeah, but we opted not to go with batteries because they're so expensive. Like you said, they're 40,000 at least."
Right.
And she goes, "It's a huge investment," but she goes, "After this, we're getting them." But yeah, it makes no sense if you don't
I
have the
don't
batteries.
understand that.
You're
Do you
not
know-
going to.
Do you know that most of Lee County is naturally gas piped? All right, there's
Mhm.
natural gas pretty much anywhere in Lee County that you need. All right,
Yep.
Really?
We don't use it because we don't have heat.
Mhm.
We don't.
Yeah.
We probably should use it for our water heaters. It would be way better than electric water heaters.
Well, and from living up north, cooking on gas stoves,
It's the
gas
best
ranges
shit
is
ever.
so much better. So much better. We wouldn't have to worry about this. Right now, if we all had gas, you could cook. You could cook on your
You get hot
stovetop.
showers, right?
Yeah, you could do
So-
all of that. So
For
My parents have like one in the
for
lanai.
$5,000, Generac,
Yeah.
you can buy a Generac LP. Not propane, but LP, which is your gas that comes in on the ground, all right, that the company sells you.
Yeah.
An LP gas generator for your house for $5,000. Don't spend $40,000 on solar. Get you a fucking Generac and then raise it up 4 feet in case you're in a flood zone, and never have power. Listen, I have a neighbor who had a Generac that still had 8 inches of water around it and was running like a champ
Really?
during Ian. Had 8 inches of water around it, and it was like, and I'm like, I want a Generac. And I won't even lie, I looked at one before this storm, and it is on the list.
Yeah.
A Generac permanent generator is coming to my house.
And what do? You just flip a switch and it's on?
No, it's
Yeah.
automatic.
it's
Oh, I just
automatic.
found
When
Soon
your
as-
your power goes off in your house,
Yeah.
it
just
comes on.
It kicks. It's kind of like how the hospitals have. It's almost like the hospitals and even some stores that have them.
Yeah.
It's
like
the same thing. As
backup.
soon
All
as
Publix
Yep.
have backup batteries. You know that?
I
They
did.
don't
Yep,
use
that's
them.
why I went to Publix. That's why I went to Publix yesterday, because I knew that the milk would be still good, all that. Because I went to a dollar store because Mason likes his milk in the morning and then at night. And I went to a dollar store and it was just almond milk and the cardboard was like expanded. I was like, "Yep, that's good. That's no good. I'm not wasting my time." But I knew Publix had the backup, so that's why when they said that they were opening, I'm like, "Cool, I'll go right to Publix because
Yeah.
I know their stuff will be good."
So Publix have reopened. Things are slowly going to start reopening. You'll start seeing more gas. The governor is escorting gas in and out of all the areas. The issue you have to understand is that gas is short from Naples all the way up past North
Probably
Tampa.
Ohio.
Right.
Right.
Well, probably to Ohio because of North Carolina, Tennessee, like
So-
everyone that got hit by Helene is just without as well.
The
So
Mikasuki one on 80th.
Well, I'm
That
going to
one
tell you,
had-
if you don't
had
know, go
gas.
to the Hancock and Pondella. I've only gone there once during any storm recently on my way out of town this last time, and they didn't have gas. Every other time I've gone, they've had some form of gas.
Yeah.
The gas station I pulled up before I left Lehigh with the generators yesterday, it was a racetrack, and they had opened 2 pumps, and I said, and they were putting signs. I said, "Does that sign say only premium?" She was like, "Only regular." I said,
Oh,
"Only
gosh.
regular." Hell yeah! I'm
Damn,
in. Let me fill up.
that's not heard of.
So I filled up and went there and back in my tank of gas, and so I'm just telling you, like, my brother-in-law went out to fill up 2 gas cans and was out for an hour yesterday and didn't find gas in Tampa.
Yeah.
There's no gas stations. I didn't see one gas station open in Tampa. I didn't see one thing open in Tampa. There wasn't a Home Depot. There wasn't an Ace Hardware. There wasn't a Lowe's open in Tampa. None of these places were open yet. I was trying to get the outlet for my dad's generator on the way, and I couldn't find it. Now, I got one ordered at Northern Tool, but they didn't reopen.
Miami was very unaffected. Like everything there, like I went to Walmart, there's chickens running in the parking lot, having a great old time. Very unaffected. Then you go to the gas station on 80th on Snake Road, exit 80, and they have like a casino going 24/7. Like everybody's in there like pumping gas, and they go and play the
Have
casino.
fun.
I was like, what the heck? Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, this is like the place to be.
I do know that some McDonald's will start opening up.
Yeah.
But I want
They already have.
Can I just?
But
tell
real
you
quick,
guys-
Brittany's checking in. She said, thank you to Lee County Sheriff's Office for the heavy presence on the island.
Oh.
And then she said, this shit is rough. More houses down.
Brittany,
If you guys don't know,
send us some
Brittany's-
pictures. You're on the beach.
Yeah.
I know. Send us some pictures of what you see down there, so we can see your first. Just tag them into the post. Just drop them into the post.
Yeah.
I want to see what.
or you can send them. Yeah, you can send them a messenger or whatever. But yeah,
Brittany
for
is
those
one of
who
our
don't
loyal
know,
listeners.
yeah.
Brittany's been with us since we started
She's
the
your
station.
island girl.
And-
Day one.
and she
Yeah.
lives on Fort Myers Beach. She's an island girl, and she was going to stay, and I was watching her the whole time. Brittany was going to stay, and then she was like, "I'm leaving."
She's tough.
Right? She was
She's
going to
tough.
rough
Well,
it
that's
out.
how they all are. That's even like anyone, any islander, Pine Island.
That's why they
you know,
got.
all of
That's
them,
why they
want to
sent
stay.
700 text messages out telling you to get the fuck off
Yeah.
the island.
Here's the thing. But when they decide to leave, everybody should
It's
leave.
bad.
Every
And they
freaking body
did.
on the
Right.
planet just needs to go.
I don't know if you saw, but it was posted multiple times. Like Beach Talk Radio had said, like everybody left except for them. They stayed.
Yeah.
But everybody left the island, which is good because obviously we lost no lives because of that. Because we already know how Ian went when we had so many that
Ian
stayed.
gave
And
everybody in Southwest Florida PTSD.
For real.
yes, yes. Whether you
Oh,
live
yeah.
on an island or not,
Right.
if you went through Ian, you know.
And those on the beach, good Lord. I can't. Brittany, you're a soldier.
Yeah,
You
she
did
is.
it for Ian, and then you
Mhm.
went back, and you're living there again, and now you're going back, and I saw your post
She's still
earlier.
gonna live there.
Yeah, she said, I'm never leaving the beach.
Yeah.
It would be hard for me to leave the beach. Once I got down there, it would be hard for me ever to
Yeah.
leave. I've always dreamed of living on the beach
Yeah.
because I just want to be close to the sand. I love salt water. Salt water keeps negative energies away. I know that's freaky weird that I say
No, I
something like
agree.
that, but
100%.
so that's a blessing in disguise being on the beach, but right now definitely not so great.
Except in Cuba. I kind of kept it in there. But yeah, everybody else,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like,
Well, no, because it's already there.
yeah,
It's surrounded by salt water. It can't leave.
yeah, it can't leave. It's in there.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where it's at.
Right, it can't leave. The only
Mhm.
way to get the negative energy out of there now is to go from the inside out. That's why you
Mhm.
have to do that. Like you can't that's just the way it is. But if you were out on the water
Yeah.
from Cuba, you wouldn't feel that energy.
Change,
and that's
yeah.
why everybody likes to
Mhm.
they escape and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm on a boat.
I'm out. I'm on
And,
I'm
a
out.
and even though they may be on a makeshift boat trying to make it to 'cause
Anywhere.
that doesn't matter anymore, does it? Wet foot?
No, that's gone.
That's gone, right?
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
I was gone with Obama. Last thing he did when he walked out.
That's horrible. I'd bring it back. And the only reason I'd bring it back is because if you can get out of
Mhm.
Cuba and make it here, we got you. Come on, man. That's a communist country.
And if you get back, or they catch you and they bring you
And
back, you're dead.
I've only met one or two Cubans
dead.
that I haven't liked. Betty's dad's one of them.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding, man.
I'm-
Don't come kill me.
He's about to go throw hands with you. You tell him that.
Right.
He's ready to fight
Let's
people.
go, buddy. I'm like, no, I'm good.
He was crappy, man. This hurricane made him feisty as hell.
It makes all people feisty.
Holy
But wait,
crap.
how hard was it, Betty, for you to get him to leave?
Oh my god.
Like-
It was the worst experience of my freaking life. I literally had to
Why wouldn't you give up?
because I don't want to come home to like bodies. That's it. That was my only reason, to be honest. That was it. I don't want to go through that.
Do you feel the same now after the trip? Would you have left him if you could do it all over again?
If I would know nothing was gonna happen, I'd be like, bye. Because I'm literally well, and then the thing was when I was trying to get him to leave and they were like refusing to leave, they wouldn't answer my phone calls. So I was like 3 hours in, I'm like, dude, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning and now we
So
were
how
trying to
did you
leave.
get them to leave?
I literally had to drive over there and threaten them and then be like, listen, I'm gonna just call the cops and tell them you're insane and you're refusing to evacuate zone A. So you could either leave now with me or you're gonna leave with me with the cops. So figure it out. And my mom's like, you better not all disown you. I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Let's go. So I had to drag him literally out. So my mom was literally screaming from the front of her house all the way till I shoved her in a car. From here to the cemetery. From here to the cemetery. I don't care. And then my dad's like, I don't care about life. The hurricane's gonna take me out anyway. I mean, I literally had to deal with this crap for like a 6-hour drive. And luckily, I shoved them in their own car. So I ended up renting them a car because then they gave me the excuse that they could not take their car and my dad didn't tell me what was wrong with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to play this game. I'm renting you a car. And guess what? I parked there in front of the house. I'm like, put your crap in the car. Let's go. And so Sean drove the truck in front of them. We put them in the middle, and I was behind them literally the entire way to Miami. So, yeah, it was a very fun
so you didn't have to
adventure.
ride with them.
No, I'm not insane.
Oh, that makes it way easier.
I'm not insane.
He said I'm not insane.
You're a better child than me.
No, my brother's like, you
I will
deserve a
offer
medal.
you help.
I'm like, nope.
I will offer you help. I will try to be there for you. If you turn it down, don't ask for it twice.
Oh, you're so much better. Yeah,
I'm not that
I wish I
person.
could do that.
Look, I don't talk to my mom because of that situation. Like, she got real mouthy with me one time where I'm like, just for the record, just because you're old doesn't mean you can get mouthy with me. All right? I'm trying to be a real person here. You can't get mouthy with me. I don't want anybody to get mouthy with me. Like that's just the way I look. Like, you can get mad at me, I'm cool with that. But when you start trying to talk down to me, you and I are no longer going to communicate. Why? Because I don't need that negative energy in my life.
I have never screamed that loud in my life, to be honest with you. I was literally
you're so good. I'd have said, good luck. See you later. I'm going to
I
Miami.
was screaming. And then my mom, I don't know if she did this on purpose, and then she didn't bring her insulin. Because one of the 3 things I told her was, like, pack your underwear.
Of course she did it on purpose. So you'd have to bring her back.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
So then, luckily, my sister-in-law is a doctor, so she ended up calling and saying, oh, they had to evacuate, called her prescription in again to see if they could get another dose of her insulin for emergency purposes. And then I had to go schlep myself through Miami because then it wasn't in one Walmart. It was somewhere else where they had to go. I don't know. It was a big freaking show. And at the end, you know, it's like we didn't let her get away with anything. So now she's like really mad at me. You know?
Is she mad now? They still mad?
Yeah, she's still mad.
They're home.
She's still mad.
She's still mad. She's going to be mad at me for the rest of my life. Are you kidding me? This is going to come up at every family reunion. How I messed up her life.
But they have power, right?
Yeah, now they do. And then we had to also get their generator going, which they messed up with because my dad refuses to throw away old gas. 2-year-old, don't put old gas in your generator, sir.
If it don't smell like gas, it's no longer gas.
It's
Just
no
so
longer
you
good.
know, that is truly put your nose to the
favorite radio
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh.
Mama Radio. Can you dance to my beat?
So Brittany's checking in.
Hold on.
Oh,
Can you dance to my beat? Need a seawall or dock? Call 1-844-WB-BILL.
Hey, this Tiesto. Turn it up loud.
Can you dance to my beat? Your favorite radio station, Big Mama Radio. Can you dance to my beat?
Straight up 9 o'clock. That's what that means. Good morning. Our last hour of the show here before we get out of here and get prepared to get out and start helping all of you in Southwest Florida. And I get my house put back together so I could do that.
Yep.
so
Go ahead.
Brittany said the people that had the big flip flops and the iHeart FMB sign, they had been rebuilding. Their house is now on the ground. They had a 2-story house that is now just on the ground.
Oh, no.
So obviously we're getting feedback from Brittany, one of our loyal grinders who've been here since day one, who lives out on Fort Myers Beach, that the beach is just obviously devastated once again.
She's our
We already know
official
how.
beach correspondent. That's what
Yes,
Brittany is.
yes.
Yeah,
That's where we're gonna
Island
give
Girl
her some.
News.
We're gonna have to give her the Zoom information and put her on instead of me, and just to see this devastation. Because not that we want to see it, but just to show everyone that, you know, even though we didn't take, you know, the hardest hit,
my
we didn't
God.
get it directly on. This is still what happened here.
Brittany, give me your estimation on how long before the beach is back to operation. Based on what you know and based on you living there and based on what you see right now, Brittany, tell me, what do you think, how long before the beach is back? Like, how long before Margaritaville and Diamond Head and Pink Shell and all those places are back up and running and doing it? I mean, I want to know, is the devastation so bad that these places are going to be shut down for a month? Or is it just a couple of weeks? I that's what I want to know. I know Helene only shut down places for a few days.
It'll be 6 more years. What? Like rebuilding?
Mm.
No.
Wow.
That'll be a week. Oh, that'll be a week. All right. So they're out there. That's not bad. So it was about a week to 10 days that a lot of people lost their ability to make money on the beach during Helene.
Yeah.
So a week isn't, no, those places are built for this. Right. Those places are built for this. So,
Well, what she's meaning is like your big ones, like Margaritaville. Like obviously
Right,
they're
but
going to be back up and running
yeah.
quick. But
at the
I'm
same
sure what
time,
she's meaning.
But they took a lot of sand and a lot of water. All their
They
pools, all their pools took on water. So
Yeah, they gotta
I
clean
you
all
know,
that.
that's they got some cleanup to do. But a week to 10 days ain't bad. I think
No.
that's feasible and manageable. And the good news is that according to Mike's weather page, he's putting up his 18-foot skeleton. If he's going to put his skeleton up, I'm getting that
Well,
damn.
then we know we're good.
Right. I'm going to get that headless horseman out of my living room.
I just seen my friend. Okay, so this is like the oldest friend that I have like forever. I've been friends since I was 3 years old, literally next door neighbor, and she just said, "Don't let me tell Lewis." She knows exactly the level of insanity that I grew up with because she was my next door neighbor.
Right.
And so having her pop in, that's just funny because she's in North Carolina. This is the one thing about storms I could tell you, people. Like, you end up talking to people that you haven't talked to in a long time.
Right, it brings people together.
Because she wanted to check up on me, I want to check up on her. Like, she's in North Carolina now. She's worried about Miami. I'm worried about her up there. And it's like, we just kind of came together. We haven't talked in a while, but yeah.
You just made me think about something now because of that. Hold on.
You gotta reach out and touch somebody.
In touch? What? Are we getting touchy-feely this morning?
So shout out to Jenny. Thank you, Jenny.
That's the rebuilding process is definitely, and I don't know what Pine Island looks like. I haven't talked to anybody over on Pine Island. Yeah. Jimmy Williamson was sending me pictures as it was going down, like the transformer explosion.
Yeah.
He sent me that video that was on the news.
Yeah.
He sent to me 15, 20 minutes before it hit the news.
Really?
And I was like, wow, that's crazy. That stuff. Jimmy kept sending me pictures all day long. Matter of fact, let's just call Jimmy. Let's call Jimmy real quick.
Yeah, I was worried about them over there because they're right on the water, and it's so crazy. Like, people are like, oh, why do people live so close to water? Did you see like all the videos that they had last week with dolphins coming up right up to the marina and just like that's
by the way,
why.
that's their dolphin. That's a one. He's called
That's
Lucky.
Uno.
Uno.
No,
that's
it's
Uno.
Because he's only got
one flipper.
He's only got one fin. Yeah, he's only got one
Aw.
like underneath. He's only got one fin.
Oh, and I'm like, that's why we live here. That's the paradise. That's why we're willing to go through this, because we love the water, and it's just like something that speaks to your soul and the animals and everything that happens out there, and it's just beautiful.
Let's see if I can get Jimmy on the phone and get an update on what's going on with Pine Island and see how they're doing.
I can't believe it's Friday. I don't even know what day it is now. I don't even know.
Jimmy. Jimmy.
Are you Bluetoothed in?
Yeah. Jimmy, can you hear me?
Is the volume up on the thingy?
It's not working. I don't know where he's at.
I'm wondering if their cell service is horrible out there.
I heard it ring, but then that went.
Oh.
They have a beautiful spot there too. I hope everything there is the giant tiki that they have.
I mean, it's horrible because I know that they flooded during Helene. So
yeah,
he goes.
And then they got the fish house market. That's literally right on the water, almost. I mean,
yeah.
My dad's talking about right now. I'm just talking to my dad. He says his gas ran overnight. He filled it up. It was a pain. He's just telling me. I told him already. There's two things you got to know about a storm. Your feet are going to get wet, and you're going to get gas all over you.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
Oh yeah. We all smell like gasoline yesterday.
Getting more gas is challenging, but we are working on it. So I said, if you need more gas, let me know. We'll drive it up. Hold on. I'm looking for Joe. I think it was Joe actually that texted me. It was Joe. But he sent me the devastation of the hurricane, the tornado. There's a tornado that hit Matt Lachey also during the storm.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, Jamie just said that. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's call him. Let's call Joe.
And all those power poles that they put up on Mount Lachey have now been leveled once again, too.
You guys
So Jug Creek Marina, WB Williamson Brothers, big partners here on the station.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, man, we're live on the radio, man. I just wanted to get a little update. How we looking at, first off, how...
Say again, brother.
Can you hear me? Can you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, tell me a little bit about Pine Island and the status of Jug Creek and the status of Pine Island. Give us the inside look from you, Joe.
Well, I'm down here right now, standing in the parking lot. You know, obviously we took inside the ship store last storm about 3 foot. This here was about 1.5 foot higher, so 4.5, 5 feet. And it's a mess, man. Everything's destroyed down there. Fuel pumps, anything electronic, anything drywall, insulation is going to have to be cleaned out. And
I'm sorry
A
to
lot
hear
of
that,
that.
man. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
I know you were sending me images and stuff during the storm, and this is our first chance to get back on the air. I wanted to call you today and see. Now, is there access for us to get on Pine Island if we want to get out there and start helping people?
Absolutely. There was no problem getting on the island. They got the power lines through Mount Lachey, cleared out of the road. They're still leaned over, so there's still no power out here. Right now, we got a lot of inventory in the freezers. We're just keeping the freezer doors shut, hoping to get power to us, to save our product. So, it's everybody.
All right.
Everybody just picking up the pieces.
We're gonna get the bus gassed up, and we're gonna get it down there so we got some air and some ways to help some people. And we're gonna be out there real quick. Pine Island, we got you. We'll be there shortly.
Brother, we appreciate it.
And if you need anything at all, call me, and we'll start facilitating that towards Pine Island. I know Pine Island strong. I know there's a lot. You got Pine Islanders are a lot like beachgoers. They're never leaving. They're gonna stay on Pine Island until the end. And they're used to rebuilding, but I could just tell by listening to Joe's voice, this is a devastating one for Jug Creek, a devastating one for all of Pine Island. A foot and a half higher than Helene, and they were able to manage through Helene, and still operate, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. How long do you think you'll be down at Jug, bro?
I would say at least a month, at least.
Good Lord, bro. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. That's devastating.
Yeah.
All right.
Pump's going to be our biggest setback, and everything else it's all rebuildable. I don't know of anyone losing any life I haven't heard of. So in the end, it's all rebuildable.
Joe, you got my number. If you just want the bus down there to stay cool, I'll bring it down. Like, if you want to leave it down there, I don't give a damn. Whatever you need, I got you. All right. So you just let me know.
We appreciate it, brother.
Whatever you need, ever. All right. Now I know you're Joe Williamson. You don't need my connections, but at the same time, bro, I got you. So if you let me know if you need something you can't find, all right.
Yeah, I know the people out here. If I had to say one thing, probably ice for people trying to preserve the food that they do have till they get power back on. If I had to suggest one thing, if anyone in your network had ice, I'm sure the community out here would love to get some ice.
I'm on it. I appreciate it, man. I'll do it right away.
Thank you, brother.
All right, buddy. So there we go. We know, talking to Joe Williamson right there, that we got to get more. We got to get ice out to Pine Island. It's something we need to start thinking about and taking advantage of and getting it out there to them. And so I'm going to get on the phone with Angie today, get that bus back over here to Southwest Florida from LaBelle and get it down to Pine Island and start getting involved over there. I'm going to get off here today and go get ice and just bring it down on my truck. But
they're like my backdoor neighbors. Like Pine Island, like I said, I'm so close. Like they're right there. Like it's my neighborhood. Like for me, like I said, when Ian came through, Matt Lachey killed me because we used to always go to Burt's, and to see that completely gone, like that killed us here just in this little part of Southwest Cape, because like I said, that's our neighborhood in a way. Like it's right over the bridge. Not even, you don't even have to get to the bridge to get to where Burt's and all that was, but it's devastating to know that they've taken on more water than what they got during Helene. And
Jug Creek did such a nice build out.
They did.
The last fish house standing out there, man, and now it's down for a month. They're not going to give up on it. One of the things they love most is that it's the last fish house standing. I know Ernestine, I talked to her during the storm. She is safe. I don't know about the status of any of her residents on the beach. I know that she's leaving. She's leaving Pine Island. She's going to still work there and live there, but she's going inland because she doesn't want to deal with the floods anymore.
Yeah. She's been there forever.
Right. Forever. She's the queen of Pine Island.
Right.
Yeah.
Sarah's ready to sell a house too.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't want to do this again.
But where are we gonna go? Because the mountains you can go no. Like
well, listen, I told Mike I want to go more inland myself. Like I'm not even like on the water, but I want to go to LaBelle. I've already looked at houses. I found one that I love, and I don't know. We might be going to LaBelle. We might be going to Mike's stomping grounds.
Can I have chickens in LaBelle?
I love LaBelle.
Can you have chickens there?
Just by the
way,
you can. I live in North Fort Myers because it's number 1 on my list. LaBelle's number 2, Pine Island's number 3.
Real quick, Danielle just sent a message to me, a picture. Fort Myers Stadium. They have ice and water for anyone who needs it today, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And they have pallets of water and ice. They posted a picture. So if you guys are close to, that might be for where you need to go, Jason.
I'm gonna just
to
go
grab
get.
some.
I'm gonna go get cases. I'm gonna go get like $300-$400 worth of ice inland. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go inland. I'll go to LaBelle, get it, or I'll get Angie to get it when she brings the bus,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then we'll
But
just
if
take it
for
straight. The problem
anyone
is getting
else-
You need
ice.
coolers?
That's
Or-
the deal. You need like
yeah.
700 coolers to get all that ice there without it melting.
Yeah.
So
We'll just crank those ACs on the bus, and it gets pretty damn cold in there.
Right. Turn it into an ice
But
box, literally.
For anyone that needs Fort Myers Stadium, they have ice and water for anyone who needs it. 8:30 to 4
they're
p.m.
supposed to have a trunk or treat tomorrow.
Whoa.
Well,
That ain't happening.
Wow.
no, they'll be giving out ice and water instead of candy. So
Uh,
thank you, Danielle, for sending that in and
The
letting us know
stadium
about
people are
that.
amazing people. I just want to say, Finn, that's his hockey location. The Florida Warriors are there, man. The great people. The stadium people are great people. I really love the people at the stadium. I want to buy the. I want to get the mayor of Fort Myers to lease me the snack bar,
No.
Ooh.
That would be good.
and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because there's like 100 people there all the time, and the
Yeah.
snack bar is only open for like 4 hours a day. There's 100 people there at any given time.
That's a great
I've
dig.
never not been there and had people there. I was just thinking about doing something. Now I totally forgot. Oh, I wanted to.
So you don't have to be a slave to the restaurant.
Right, I want to call
4 hours,
Ange.
you're good.
I want to call Ange and get her moving. So I want to find out what her status is.
This has been just a wild week. It's like there's no. I mean, you gotta hustle before the storm. You gotta hustle during the storm, and then you gotta hustle after the storm. It's hard.
All of a sudden, I got a runny nose. It's very weird.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
Good morning.
Oh, another power truck. Where are you guys
Ange,
going?
good morning. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Let me ask you a question. When you lost power, did you go out to the bus?
No, I have a big generator that can
Alright.
run my house.
Okay.
I just didn't have water.
Right.
Oh,
You're on well out
because you're
there.
probably on well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we're on well.
So, Ange, what is your status for the next few days?
Nothing. I'm open for whatever you need me for.
All right, we're gonna bring the bus down, and we're gonna go to. We got to get. All right, so there's a couple of things I need you to look for. I need ice out the ass for Pine Island. So I need you to find somebody that'll sell us 50 bags of ice or something up in LaBelle area. So find out somebody that'll sell us a shit ton of ice. I'll send you the money. And then and we want to get some ice and get it down to Pine Island. That's what they requested. So I want to get as many bags of ice as I can and take it down to Pine Island. And
Okay.
and so that's the first thing that I want to do. And the sooner you can pack it up and get over here. And the reason I'm asking is because we're going to do a few days of running around different areas, but we're going to start on Pine Island. We could start tomorrow, but if I can get the ice today, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
But so that's our situation. I wanted to tell you now. I want to get the bus out. I want to get out helping people. I want to get my blood, sweat, and tears involved, and helping people clean up, helping people get the supplies they need. I want to facilitate some AC for people. So it's not even about the broadcast more than it is about having the presence and and having our ability to get down there and help people out. And I think the bus with the AC is going to be extra. It's going to help people out, and I also believe that we can get out there and give people maybe a hot cup of coffee, maybe a bottle of water, and some ice. And we'll start with Pine Island, and then we'll go from there. Because I you know, I got love on Pine Island. And the Williamson brothers have been with Big Mama Radio since we started, and that's never going to stop. So I'm going to be there for those guys. And shout out to them for doing everything they do for me, and it just means a lot. So I'll be there for them. I don't have anything else that I wanted to make sure I got across today, but because now I want to make sure that Ange is on the same page with us. Ange, when do you think you can make it back down here? Here's what I want you to do.
When do you want me?
Go look for ice and call me back once you find somebody that has some ice out there. I'm sure LaBelle might have some ice. Is there power outages all across LaBelle?
No, they got power. Most of them have power, and I probably can get a lot of ice from the actual ice
Ooh.
machine that gives out the 20-pound bags. I probably can get ice there.
Bob just popped in. He said, "Yo, let's go." So he's ready to roll. And Alice, she's popped in. She finally got
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, honey. We love you.
I'll call some people that I know in LaBelle now and see if that's up and running.
All right,
Get a
find out what you
posse
can do.
together.
Find out what you can do, and then call me back or just send me a text message, and I'll send you. I'll cash app you some cash so you can get all the ice you need and gas that you're going to need for the generator and bus before you come back.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Because you're going to be able to get gas, and I know you're going to be able to get gas for both there and LaBelle because I used to go get gas for Ian and LaBelle, so I know they always have gas.
Coach Bob
Yeah,
says
there's-
the ice machine on Hancock has ice too.
All right. Yeah,
Publix had ice cream. I think he meant ice too.
all right. So we're going to keep on, but there's going to be limits on ice locally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even if we went right now and went over to the stadium, they're going to give us one case of water, one bag of ice. That's
Yeah.
what's going to happen. So we got to find some place like LaBelle where we can get 50 bags of ice and roll and come out here and help. And you're right, the machine next to my house. Now, I will say those ice vending machines, they put out some very wet ice.
Yeah, they do. They're a little leaky.
But wet ice is better than no ice. So at this point,
True.
we got to get what we got to get. Bags would be preferred, but if bulk is all we can get, that's great too. And I know we can only get so much ice because there's only so many machines. But please, let's pull together, get ice out to Pine Island, and get them. They might be months before they get like.
Can we get like those foam coolers and fill them with ice? Would that work? On the one of those
absolutely.
things?
Yeah,
It'll work.
yeah.
At this point, we got to do whatever we got to do. So Andrew's going to look for ice on the bell. Andrew, I'll let you go so you can do that. All right, call me back.
All right, 10-4.
All right, there we
Thank
go.
you.
I thought I already hung up on her. She just was sitting there waiting for me to respond.
Hi, Angie.
Yeah.
So the news I heard about Pine Island is just devastating to me.
I hate hearing that. And they put so much work in that.
And Junk Creek was such a, I mean, a work of art to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could hear it in Joe's voice. For the first time ever, I heard defeat.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've never heard that out of his mouth ever. And so we're gonna change that. We're gonna turn that frown upside down and do what we can do to change
And
their
never
lives.
and never do you hear, it doesn't matter which Williamson brother you talk to, whether it's Joe or Jimmy, you never hear them sound so somber. And you could hear that in Joe's voice. It was just complete somber. Like, I don't think I've ever heard them sound like that. Even after Ian, they were just like, all right, we're good. Pine Island strong, we got this. And they just went balls to the wall, and they still had that optimism, but it just feels like you said, that defeat
Right.
is just there. And for them to feel like that, it's the time that we need to wrap ourselves around them and just be like, nope, not just Pine Island, all of Southwest Florida has you, and just rally around them to get them back up and going.
If you're out there listening, ice machine on Hancock has ice. All right, we'll get. I see that. I see Bob's giving us the update.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna make that happen today. That's gonna be the plan. Is getting out to Pine Island and helping them out. I guess I'll have to put all my house stuff on hold because I can't just sit around and put my house back together while I'm thinking about my friends on Pine Island not having ice for their coolers.
Oh, knowing you'll go nuts.
All right, so.
Yeah.
That's it. Just has to happen. Like at that point, I'll give a good example. I can't give you a new home, but I can buy you ice.
Right.
And if that's something I can do. I'll do it.
I'll bring you AC.
All right, I'll bring you AC. Right. So I say we wrap up here right now, and let's get ready for our day to help people out and get out there and do our thing. But I know it's ending a little bit early today. But I think it's some things we have to facilitate to get done. And I just want to let people know we're back. We're here. We're going to be here every day. We'll be checking it live throughout our social media. So even
Bob
though we're
is throwing some positivity out there. He's saying, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get up. Come on. Give that speech, Coach Bob. Get everybody going. Get them motivated. Stay positive.
And so we're going to prepare for this and get out there and start putting elbow deep work into helping all our friends and fellow residents of Southwest Florida.
Oh, Jamie's around. Good. Everybody that wants to posse in, let us know, man. Message us.
Right.
Darlene.
So
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, Brittany, no offense, I know a lot of people on Beach Talk Radio are going to be elbow deep in there on the beach. So while they handle the beach and Beach Talk Radio handles that, Big Mama Radio is going to go out and do Pine Island. And we're going to be out there for a couple of days, I think, and doing everything we can do to help them out.
So on the beach, you can only be like a resident of Fort Myers to be able to go
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
and
Right
stuff.
now. Yeah. Right now they
Pine
haven't
Island
opened it
doesn't
up
have the same
too.
issue. You just go in and out, no
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right,
They're
guys.
like, more the merrier.
Yeah,
Come
just
on
come
over.
help.
All right, if you we'll keep you updated. Follow us on Big Mama Radio on all our social media. We'll keep you updated on what we're doing and where we're going. If you're in need of something, send us a DM. We'll facilitate it to you as best to our ability. This has been the way.
Or you can text. I have the phone and it's powered up and good to go. So
239-888-5675. Text text line anytime you want, guys. If you've got power, if you've got food in your home, do not sit around waiting on things to get back to normal. And I said it on my post earlier. Stop talking about it and go be about it.
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and get, even if it's 30 minutes because you're lazy or you're old or you're fat or you're tired, and you give 30 minutes to helping the fellow neighbor, then that's the right thing to do. All right, it is the right thing to do. Don't wait until this is all over. And because you got power back, like if you got power and you don't want to do anything else, put it on social media that I've got power. Come get a hot meal and a shower at my house.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have friends, you're going to have a neighbor who's going to see that. It's going to be like, okay, I'm coming over. And invite them in with open arms and let somebody have a hot shower. Let somebody take the things that they need to do to get back to a little bit of normality in life. Normality is important right now. So many people don't have it on Pine Island. So many people don't have it on Fort Myers Beach. So many people don't have it on Sanibel. So many people don't have it on Captiva. A lot of people along the Caloosahatchee River are losing that hope.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't let that happen. And I just don't want it to happen.
Time to get together.
I've always been this person. I never want to stop. Oh, yeah, by the way, Mr. Dapper's Coffee Roasters becoming a huge friend of the show.
Yes, he just popped in.
And he, by the way, he made me a box of K-Cups, BMR K-Cups.
Oh, I love it.
Big Mama Radio K-Cups for the bus. And I'm going to leave them on the bus so people can try when they get over. He gave me that full bean, the bag of full bean coffee.
Yes.
I took it to Bob's. Because Bob has a grinder.
Yes, his Drew Barrymore.
His Drew Barrymore grinder brewer.
Yeah.
So I took it over.
Yeah, they're at 3583 McGregor Boulevard. They're here now. So so go get some.
3583 McGregor Boulevard. Go get yourself a nice cup of Mr. Dapper coffee and enjoy it. Power Suit he gave me. I gave it to Bob. Bob was like, "It's delicious. I love it."
I love the pumpkin spice that I got from when we were at the fall festival. I kind of want to hook up my coffee maker to the generator just so I can make a cup and feel a little normal.
You haven't
it's that good.
You don't have your coffee maker hooked up to your generator?
No, I've just been drinking iced coffee.
Aww.
Mike did this morning though.
Right, I got it.
Darlene, I even got you pumpkin spice creamer. Nobody has that crap here.
All right.
It's for you.
I have that.
It's only for you here in my
house. I love it. See? I love my pumpkin spice.
Guys, be safe. Do something nice for your fellow neighbor.
Yeah.
Don't wait around to help out. 4 hands are better than 2. I could go through all these analogies that Coach Bob would give you if you were in the locker room at halftime. But at the same time, I shouldn't have to. Be a part of the process. It'll make you feel better. If you don't like the heat, it doesn't matter. Trust me. And I can't stress this enough. Karma is a real thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you've ever done bad shit in your life, and I'm talking to everybody out there, you need a lot of good karma.
Yes.
Because you did some bad shit younger. Maybe when you're 18, did some bad shit.
Clean it up. Clean it up.
You got to clean that up with good karma. And the way you clean that up is to help others, to do the right thing on a more regular basis.
Yeah.
All right. If you're out there right now and you had bad shit happen to you, all right, but you're at a point where you can't do anymore, go out there and help your fellow neighbor. There's nobody on my list of people that, look, if your roof went down, call one of the power roofers in town. Like, legitimately, call Extreme, call Roof Easy, call one of these big companies in town and get your roof fixed, all right? I'm not, I catch a lot of flack, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. After Ian, we had just started our small businesses, both of them. Mm-hmm. And after Ian, we lost it all. And when I say we lost everything, we lost every bit of income we had. We had no money coming in and all the money going out. I had to put my house into forbearance, and I had to do all these things just to survive because I had lost every bit of income. I wasn't working at the radio station. Big events was all the money I had in the bank, I refunded to people who had events over the next 3 weeks.
Nobody's throwing a party.
Nobody could do those events, so I had to refund that money. I had enough to get by, but definitely not enough to live like my normal life.
Right.
And I forget where this story was going.
Having to rebuild after the.
Huh?
Having to rebuild
No,
yourself and
I
everything,
know where you
but-
were going.
Oh, I
So
do. You know where we're
you
going.
caught a lot of slack.
I know where you're going.
So
Yeah.
what I started, thank you. Good. As soon as you said that, I got right back on track. So I started
Mm-hmm.
a thing called Ask Biggs because so many people will call me and ask me for advice.
Yeah.
So I went to these companies
Or
and
trusted
said,
people.
all right, so I
They'll
said,
ask you trusted
I'm going
people.
to send you business.
Yeah.
Can you send me a commission when I send you a business that you sell the deal?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a fee because I need to make money.
Yeah.
It had nothing
Yeah.
to do with
You gotta
me
feed
taking
your
advantage
family.
of anybody. It had me nothing to do with anything. I needed to make money. And there's a certain individual that talks about this a lot. And he spends his time trying to bash on me like I'm the bad person of Southwest Florida.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that was a survival tactic to live. I don't do that anymore because I don't need that business. All right. But when I and you could call my friend over, my boy Rob, all right, at Freedom Aluminum, and you call him, and he put me to work. I was out measuring pool cages. I was out selling pool cages just to try to pay my bills, to feed my family. Anybody who has an issue with what I did after Ian can kiss my ass, all right, because I just tried to live. But this is what I want to say, and I want to say it to this person, and hopefully this person's listening.
Oh, they are.
Your ill will towards me is your ill will. That's your feelings. That's you on the inside, not me. As a matter of fact, let me talk directly to this person.
It's a personal vendetta against you.
Your ill will is something you have towards me. You spend your life talking shit about me like I've done you wrong in some way or another. Although I've never done you wrong in any which way whatsoever. But you want to spend your life talking shit about me. I'm okay with that because I'll tell you something that you don't know because you're not putting that together. There is no such thing as bad press for Big Mama Radio. If you talk about it, people come to it. If you mention it, people come to it. If you even bring it up in a post, people come to it. If you come to it, check it out one time, I'm getting paid. So every time you talk about it, you're sending people my way. Continually talk about it. I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is that you have a personal vendetta against my family. And that's my problem. And that's where you and I are not going to meet on the same page. But I will tell you this while you're doing this. I hope that you recover fully. I hope that everything that you need, you get. I hope, because you do a lot for the community too, that you get recovered, you get your home, you get your cars, you get everything that you need. I don't have any ill will towards you. I don't sit around hoping that you don't survive. All right? I want you to survive. Not only do I want you to survive, I want you to succeed. And that's every person in my life. I don't have ill will. I don't have anybody on my list. Now, I will tell you, if you go back 10 years ago, I had a list of people I wanted off.
Really?
I had a purge list. And
I think at one time we all did. One time in our life.
And I'll also tell you that I have people I don't associate with anymore.
Yeah.
But that's not because of anything other than we aren't on the same page anymore. We don't speak the same way anymore. We don't have the same conversation. So I want to say to that person who I know listens on a regular basis, I want you to know that I don't have ill will towards you or your family, and I hope that you survive. I hope that you rebuild. And just like I'm saying to everybody else, if there's something you need, call me. I have no problem helping you. I have no intention of being negative towards anybody. I don't like my previous employer. I think they're all D-bags, but I don't sit around. I don't sit around going, God, I hope his house flooded.
What? You don't have voodoo dolls?
Yeah.
Oh man, this son of a bitch.
Betty's got some to borrow, I think.
I just
Listen,
want to say that
don't worry about
that
these
I don't wish that on anybody. I want everyone. Now I will say, if a lot of bad shit's happened to you over and over again, you should check your karma.
Yep.
If bad shit is happening to you over and over and over and over again, check what you're doing in life. Check yourself. Talk about, get out there and do something good for the world, but do it wholeheartedly. Don't do it for likes. Don't do it for comments or shares. Don't, and I mean that for so many people out there, just out there fishing for fucking likes during a disaster.
Yeah.
I can't even look. I can't even post because I don't know what to post. Would the right thing to do to be Big Mama Radio on social media all day long, posting to get gas here, get this here, get that there? I'm in the middle of trying to figure out exactly how to absorb all this. I don't have time to fish for likes, comments, and shares. All right? I just don't.
I
and
really
I don't
had
want
a hard
to.
time with that too the other day. I was just like, I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna say, please check in, because I just want to make sure everybody was okay. Because it's just, I don't know what
The
to say.
shit that I wanted to post was like, fuck life.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to say.
I'm so fucking tired of carrying a fucking sandbag.
That was me when I was.
That's
That
why I
was me
just
when I
stayed off
was-
social media the past few days. I just couldn't take it anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just
And that was
want-
me when I was sweating my ass off with no
And I want
air
also,
condition. But you know what? I just said, like I said to Johnny, like, I'm okay. I'll wait patiently for my, my power to come back on. Like I said, it sucks, but there's so many that have it so much worse than me right now that I don't
So
give
many.
a shit about me. I don't give a shit about me. If I
That's
smell,
how
I don't give a shit. I
You know,
don't. Like,
I
I could have
spent
it.
my
I have a
life-
house.
I spent my life helping others. I love to do it. It's one of my favorite things to do in the world. I'm a servant. If you look up my name, I'm a servant, and that's what that I was put on this earth to do, is to serve others. I know that. All right, and
That's what Jason means?
That's what Jason means. I'm a
Really?
healer and a server.
I'm
So-
a bringer of joy. Does that count for anything?
Right, but that's why
Yes,
you're here.
yes, that's what you're here for.
Use that, because that's what you do. Betty, I love being around you. I've never said, God, I can't stay around Betty.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I've said it about
Even
everyone else.
what? That's rude.
I'm the one that's got to drive everybody away from Betty, so we get peace. I run everybody off for her.
But after Ian, I took in water, lost power, lost most of my home, most of my contents. But I kept saying I don't have it as bad as like the dude I was talking to earlier had 8 foot of water in his house.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. The people along the river that had 8 feet of water in their house. A neighbor across the street from me who had 2 feet of water in his house. I had 15 inches in my garage, 4 inches basically throughout the entire house. I lost pool cages, all kinds of stuff, right? And waited forever to get insurance, which I never really got fully paid. But people would reach out to me because I helped so many. And Ernestine was one of them. She kept sending these people to me to help me. And I said, Ernestine, I'm not going to take that help.
Yeah.
I don't want a grant. I don't want anybody to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that help. And the only reason I'm not going to take that help is because so many people have it worse than me.
Yeah.
Don't give me shit. Now, if you're looking at my house and I got 8 feet of water, you want to come help? Come on.
Right.
Yeah, come out.
But when
I'm all for it.
I got 4 inches. Like this is something I can do myself. We did most of the demo all by ourselves.
Yeah.
With a couple of friends. I don't want to say all by ourselves. A couple of friends came by to help. So, it's
But we run as one. That's
so
how I look at it with my
want,
friends.
I just want to see everybody not have ill will. The person who wants to hate on me, continue to hate on me. You and your little look-alike me, or whatever you want to say is, I'm gonna call it Mama Light. You and Mama Light want to do your folding table radio show. Go do your Mama Light folding table radio show. I'm okay with that.
Sorry.
All right.
Damn.
But-
Yeah,
I had to laugh.
It's
I had to
interesting.
laugh.
Somebody said something to me yesterday, and it really kind of made me think a little bit. And he's like, you know what? If you hate me and you know that I hate you, it's okay right now. It's okay right now.
Right.
Call me and I will help you. And when we're whole again, we can go back to hating
Yeah.
each other then.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
And that hit me
And
really
I get
hard.
it.
I was
Understand.
like, I get it.
Like me and this person, we used to do these stunts on social media and
That's
make it seem like
crazy.
we were fighting, and people would feed into it. We'd both get a shit ton of feeds, and it was great. Now he tries to do it for real, and it just doesn't work the same because people know you are genuinely a hateful person. But I that doesn't bother me. Like. This is the first time I've talked about it just because I feel like I need to answer. Like, I feel like you need to hear my side of the view. Look, hate me if you want, but damn, just help each other out right now.
Yeah.
If you're going to spend your energy talking shit about me, and when you can spend your energy helping your
somebody.
neighbor get mud out of their house, I don't understand exactly what your issue is. So I just want to say that. And I think there's a lot of people around him that also feel that way. But they're cronies and they won't speak up.
No.
So Mama
People
Light,
talk
by
about
the
you
way,
behind
shout
your
out to
back.
Mama Light. I really want to
That's
send
all
a
they
shout
do.
out to Mama Light. I mean, this dude wants to be me more than anything in the world. He came and watched what I did and started the same thing right after me. Look, Mama Light, do whatever you got to do, dog, but understand you can never do what we do. You don't have the power SJC technology behind you, first and foremost. You don't.
Yep.
Oh, Sean, that ain't no bullshit.
No.
We are
No.
where we are
No,
because
that's
of
no
SJC.
bullshit.
We are here because we are,
Me-
because of SJC.
Me and my company are so blessed that anytime we can help anybody, that's what we want to do.
This dude, SJC, has made this radio station what it is. All right, like and he put a studio in his house a block from mine.
Oh, wait. And his isn't on a folding table either.
Right.
Sorry,
you should see
sorry,
it
I had
now.
to throw
You
that
should
in
see
there.
it now, D. You're missing it. It's all pretty. The
Oh, he did
cables
tie
are
all the
tied up
cables
now.
up
You're
for
not
you.
going to be.
What?
You're not going to be in a
I'm
wire
not gonna-
tangle. You're not going to be tied down to the
because
chair.
you
It's
tore it down
rocking here.
once. and
It's
you-
rocking here.
Right, when you put it
I
back
like it.
together.
When I put it up the first time, I learned my lessons. Put it back up this time.
You did it
I've
right.
done the
You didn't
same
shortcut
thing.
it.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I don't know how many
That's
times
when-
we've redone the
remember
bus.
the
It's
first time that
rocking
we
now.
started hooking up and we
Oh,
had
yeah.
that technical issue and you came in and we couldn't figure it out.
We
and-
spent like 3 days
and I
on a
ripped the
stupid
whole
cable.
studio.
Yeah.
I
Holy
ripped that
cow.
whole studio apart. It
Yeah.
never was put back together better than after that. Like it was
Yeah.
solid after that.
Yeah.
And then
you
we
just
moved to the bus. So
Right. And now
you
we're
did all
out.
that work
We're-
for
Now
nothing.
everywhere.
We're either here or in the bus. That's what
Every
we do.
change
Yeah.
and every move has made us better.
And that's
Yeah.
all thankful to Sean and Betty. But God bless me with you two in my life. I always say this. Whenever I'm manifesting, you and I believe in that.
Yeah,
We're
I
big
do.
manifestors, all
Big
right?
time.
And I love that. Like, you can manifest anything you want. You just have to ask for it. Ask
Right.
God for it.
Right.
And you'll get what you want. It may not come as you ask for it, but it will come. And that's what I think people need to realize. I need $1 million. You're not going to get $1 million on a lottery ticket, but I bet you make $1 million over the next 3 or 4 years if you ask for it and manifest it. And that's what I do. And so that energy is really partaked. For some reason, you were walked into the studio and said, "I'm never leaving." Like T. Both of you were the same type of person.
Yeah.
You walked in there like, "You want me to be here tomorrow?"
Horses brought us together.
And I was like, "You want to come in tomorrow?" And you
right.
were like, "Yeah." "You want me to come in tomorrow again? You want to come back?" "Yeah." "Okay, yeah, come on."
At
and so-
first, I was like, I'm only gonna come on Wednesday.
Darlene,
look at that.
right? Then you get hooked.
And then I'm there.
And then,
And then you're there.
Then you gave up Mondays, and last Monday I had you on the air, bitch.
I know.
That's only because of the hurricane.
Don't you threaten me.
Oh man, but these become great family members of mine and great friends of mine, all because of what we've done, and it's just crazy. And here's the other thing I want you to know. I hope your digital radio station blows up. There is 4 million digital radio stations in the world. If you want to start one, go right ahead. I'm not the inventor. I'm not the creator, and I damn sure
No.
haven't mastered it. But when it is,
We're
mastered,
getting there. We're getting there, though.
Oh yes,
One step closer every day.
every
We're
day.
getting
It
there.
is fun. If
Every day.
anything. And, like,
And it's fun.
It's fun, and I
And
enjoy
that's what
it.
my radio show was not.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was
and-
work.
But you know what? As listening to you talk, and obviously I personally know, Chloe, hi, the individual that you're speaking of. When you also surround yourself with really good people, it
Really
makes
good
you a
shit
better
out there.
person. It makes you a better person though, too.
Right.
Like now that I'm around, like, you, Betty, and Sean, and
not
we
good
brought
people,
our
I'm
families.
Betty.
Oh, shut your mouth. I'm having a touching
She's
moment,
having a
Betty.
moment. Shut up, Betty.
Oh, okay. Talk about me some more. Go ahead.
Tell me how great
Yeah,
I
right?
am. Let me shut up. Go ahead.
But I-
Continue, D.
Shower
But
me
I'm
with
just saying,
love,
when
damn
you-
it.
When you bring yourself around good people and you bring your families and you become a family, like Big said, like it makes you a better person, and your life is also better. Also, like I don't have any stress, ill will. Like I wake up every day and I'm happy, and that's all I can say is to that person. Just maybe if you change your life, you'll wake up the same way. That's all.
No
Yeah,
one
it's something that'll blow your mind is I've thought about this for a long time, and I've noticed that at first, D, I had that same thought, and then I kind of realized the better I make myself, the better people I draw in around me.
That too.
So it starts with you. Everything
That
starts
too.
with you.
Good Lord,
And maybe,
Sean. That's
hey,
real.
wait,
That's deep
wait,
as shit.
wait. Pat on my back. Did that mean I'm a better person? Yes, thank you.
See?
You made me feel good about myself because I know how psycho you were before you came on the show, and the fact that you're saying you're not psycho anymore is great. So
I mean, let's be
There's still
real.
flashbacks
I have
of
my
it. I've
moments.
seen the
It still comes
flashbacks.
out. It comes out every now and then. I'm gonna kill me some people today.
She's ladylike psycho.
I hate
My
Airbnb.
yes,
I hate
Betty.
Airbnb. I'm gonna go take them out.
Right. I'm gonna kill them all.
My ghetto-ness comes out every once in a while.
That's just the Ohio in you.
Oh, Ohio.
Oh, hey, I can only do one.
I didn't tell you this. I did a wedding Saturday.
This Saturday?
This past Saturday. This
Okay.
past Saturday.
Okay, before.
I
Okay.
did a wedding, and at a house, and the guy was a harbor.
A what?
A harbor.
Really?
Like a gummy bear?
No, he
No,
was
no,
the,
no,
the
no,
football coaches.
Oh.
That-
And he's one of their
African.
cousins. And they're on first call, like they're not just cousins, but they're associating cousins. They hang out together. And I was like, bullshit, call him on the phone.
Really?
He had Coach Jim Harbaugh on the phone in 13
Oh, there we go,
seconds.
little guy.
And I was like, wow, you are related. I'm so impressed. I hate Michigan. Mason, what up, buddy? How you doing,
He
Mason?
I just woke up.
Right, but he wakes up happy,
Woke up
baby.
wearing his bling.
Yeah.
By the
Right?
way, if you don't know, something that I've always noticed that I've never talked about on Mason is his amber necklace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Key to
Always.
babies. Key to all babies. It keeps
Always.
babies calm. It keeps babies happy. Get an amber necklace for your child.
Really?
If you have a baby.
Always.
Absolutely.
He's had it.
Finn had one his
He's
whole
had
life,
that
too.
on. Yep, he's had it on since birth.
I
Betty,
think I
I'm
should
going
put
to
it
need an
back.
amber necklace.
I think I should put it
I'll
back
get
on
you
Finn.
one.
I think
You
I
need
got to
an
put it
amber
back on
body
Finn,
wrap.
that psycho.
We're gonna wrap him up in amber.
But
Like a
so
mummy.
that's it. I think it was important for us to tell everybody, look, man, you guys just got to do what you got to do in life, and you got to be happy with what you do in life, and you just got to live your life a little bit. And if you live your life, you'll be happy. Guys, we're getting out of here. I got to go.
Yeah.
I want to get. I'm gonna get a message any second from Andrew. Sorry, excuse me. And I got to set her up a bedroom in my house because she's not going home.
Yeah. Is your pool clean?
Absolutely.
Can I go in it?
Yeah, you can
Ours
swim.
is
You wanna swim?
too,
Maybe.
but it's just no.
Come on down. I'm going to be there for the next 35, 45 minutes getting everything out of off of my hot tub. My hot tub looks like a moving van.
Oh, you put everything on it.
I
Yeah.
put everything in that little area. Every piece of furniture is packed in there like a moving van.
Yeah.
We're going back to our day jobs after this. We got
I
a lot
know,
of
I
phone
gotta
calls and
work.
a lot of clients that are ready to start
Yeah.
coming back up.
So,
it's going to be a crazy
SJC
weekend.
is going to be on a crazy week, so they got to do their thing. And I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. Pine Island, I'm coming soon with your ice. I don't have anything else to say.
We love everybody. Just keep doing the right thing. Keep calling in that good karma. Help your neighbor. Love your neighbor.
Do the next right
And-
thing. You get through this.
You'll be fine.
Everybody
I
will.
promise. And we got through the bad part. Now we're just gonna just make
Mine's
it better.
that new saltwater kind of pool. Well,
For
Brittany, before
Brittany.
you go swimming in it, go grab yourself a fishing rod. You might get lucky.
Right?
Yeah.
Be careful of those alligators. Did you see that video? I know Alice.
Alligator
Yeah.
downtown
Beach?
Downtown Fort Myers.
Holy cow.
No,
an
there was one in.
alligator
there was one in
on the
North Fort
streets
Myers.
in downtown Fort Myers.
Holy
Really?
cow.
No, did you see that video that Allison Ray shared in North Fort Myers? I think it was on River Bend that someone was driving in their truck and they had like their camera down, and an alligator like went to go bite the truck.
Oh my god.
And that's why she had said that's why you don't, walk in floodwater.
Why is
because
this
you don't
turning
know what's
into
living in there?
Jurassic Park? I don't like it.
Because we live in Florida, Betty.
I don't like this.
By the way, I want to debunk something that people are going to get pissed off about.
What?
Cloud seeders. This was not a cloud seeding event. I know that because it hit a Democratic county.
Oh.
Oh.
That was a bad one. Yeah.
Maybe they missed.
But that's the deal. If cloud seeding is real and they're
Yeah.
trying to take communities out like Florida because it's red, it's going to be driven by blue because blue is driving the ship right now.
Right, but
So
no matter
if-
what you do, nature is unpredictable. Maybe they seed all day and
Yep.
miss. You never know.
Could have been,
You never know.
but I'm going with
I still have my doubts about the whole thing.
right. I heard I saw somebody post, "You cloud seeders are worse than you flat earthers."
Ah,
And what's funny is I know somebody who's both.
I like just stirring up crap, even if I don't believe it. But
there's
it's
people like
interesting.
that. There's people like that all around the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't believe people think the Earth's flat.
All around the world.
Well, they used to do that when
You know, Earth flatters believe we're not at the space station, that we've never been to space.
I don't believe that
Yeah.
either. I believe
You don't
it-
think we've been to space?
No, I believe it's a way to launder money. I'm like, hey, I got a space thing that happened, and you're like,
We all
oh,
got to start a
yeah.
GoFundMe. We need to send Betty to space.
Yeah, I need to go to space. Send me some money. I need a
I
rocket.
love that. I love the like we've never been to space. Now I do believe that some of the shit we do in space is fake. But I think we've been there. I think we went there, saw some shit we didn't want to see, and never going back. We
Their
ain't going back to the
uniforms
moon.
were too clean for being up there for a month.
The rope.
All white, no spots. You
No
kidding me? I
washing
ain't gonna get
machine.
chili
What are they
on it.
doing?
There ain't no salsa on mine.
The guys that went up, on the Tesla rocket or whatever that thing was, and they got out and they were like,
yeah. Somebody tried to tell me it's because they eat like cardboard food, and I'm like, then why are you still fat? No, that's not true.
Why are you so fat?
hold on, I'm getting a message.
Why are you so fat?
Hey, LaBelle Dixie has ice, no limit. The girl said if I call it, I'm gonna get ready so I can leave. I'll bring my cooler too, but ice in. But we'll need more coolers. Maybe you can head this way and bring some. I don't have any coolers.
Do we have 2 in the garage?
I have 2 or 3
I'm gonna
coolers.
shower, get dressed, and I'll leave to go get fuel on the bus. And I got to get a quarter tank enough to get to LaBelle. Calling 7-Eleven now to see if they have fuel.
I'm gonna say I have a cooler too, but
Did we get rid of the
I don't know how much that's gonna do.
Huh?
No, there's some coolers in the garage. I don't know how many. At least 3.
Yeah, we got like 3 garage.
I don't know if that's.
Yeah, something.
I think you might just have to throw the ice on the bus
Yeah.
and go
That's what I'm
straight to Pine
thinking.
Island. I mean, like, how
Throw
many
on those ACs
we're
on
gonna,
the
we're gonna
bus.
get 10
Put a
bags.
tarp on the
we're gonna
floor?
get 10 bags of, every cooler you have, every cooler I have is only gonna get us what 30 bags of ice.
Right.
That's
We need
that.
100.
You put that much on the bus, so you're gonna ruin the floors and
Put
all
a
kinds of
tarp on
stuff.
the
You gotta-
floor.
yeah,
Just
you
put
gotta
a tarp.
plan ahead
Just
for
have
that.
her go
You
buy.
to
Just
wrap
have
it
her
or
go buy a
something.
tarp.
We got a tarp.
Just have her
I
go buy
got
a
a
tarp.
tarp.
I got a tarp in
There
the
you
back of
go.
the truck too.
There is no gas in Alva, Jamie just said. Hopefully she finds some in LaBelle.
I guarantee LaBelle. has
LaBelle's
some.
always got gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they got tankers pulling in randomly all day. long,
LaBelle
so.
is the spot. It's where I filed
I'm telling
my
you, that's
insurance. It's
where-
where I got my gas. It's where I went to go food when no one else could get food. That's why I went straight to LaBelle. And Charlie Barnes was my dude. Charlie Barnes. I haven't said that in a while. He came through. Fuck, I still got some of his gas cans.
Is that where everything just like they let you borrow it and it disappears? Like it stays there
He
forever?
even told me I don't even need the gas cans back. But
Well, he probably already gave up.
he got new ones. He told me. I was like, man, I know you need gas cans. I'll give it back to you as soon as I already got new ones. Fucking keep them. But that's it, guys. We are trying to get some ice together for Pine Island. We're going to try to get over there. I'm going to call and as soon as I get off here. But they have ice. The girl said no limit from the ice, so we'll take all of Winn-Dixie's ice, and we'll do our best to try to get it here. If you're in LaBelle listening right now and you got a cooler, get it over to Winn-Dixie. I'm not sure I can. Like, I got one cooler at the house. You got a couple coolers here. But like I said, we need like 50 coolers.
Right.
We need a lot.
Yeah.
So maybe, hey, and see how many styrofoam coolers they have. You might be onto something.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Because what we need, we can reuse.
Well,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you take that many over there, they're going to need to keep them in some coolers anyway. Where
Right.
are they going to put them all? They're gonna
So,
melt.
Well, until they give them out, because that's what I think that they're going to do is just
Yeah,
have
but
people from the
They
put out
gotta
a
get
thing for
lined
people.
out.
The heat out there will
Yeah.
take it fast today.
right.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
We're on it. So, guys, we'll see you guys out in Pine Island. You guys have a
Anybody
great
got an
day.
ice cream
SJC
truck?
clients, stand by. Your tech will be with you shortly.
They're already on the way.
Hey, we
All
got
right.
them. They're out
They're
and
already
about.
on the way.
And everybody else, thank you for listening. If you need something, shoot us a DM or a text at 239-888-5675. We'll help we'll do our best to facilitate everyone who texts in who needs something.
Yeah.
Pine Island, we're coming your way. You guys have a great day. And remember, when that repo man comes for the car, don't forget to save
Save
radio.